Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is somebody who does a really thorough job with their homesteading content, whether they're out in the raised bed gardens or whether they're cooking. They give us thorough recipes. They give us their process for their growing methodology. They talk about composting and all the things that come along with homesteading content. So hopefully everybody will connect with Okies Eden. We see they're working on 1,900 subscribers, and I see they've actually got a new video just from a few days ago. I'm going to put this video into a special playlist I use. I call it my catch-up playlist. It's a fun name for a playlist that I use to keep or get caught up with creators, and playlists can be a great tool for that kind of thing. We can see that Okies Eden is posting frequently, and I've been lucky enough to catch them for several live streams as well. They happen to be monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I didn't realize it was already a week. It feels like it was just a couple of days ago, but I guess time's flying. So Okies Eden seems to be streaming pretty frequently. Lots of opportunity to hang out with this creator, and we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible. So Okies Eden also has shorts on the channel, and like most creators, they've got a little bit of content that pertains to the rest of the channel, and then I'm laughing because I see some of that AI stuff that they've got going on, and you can't help but chuckle at some of this fun stuff. But look at this, 3,600, one short at 33,000 views. Very cool idea with a couple of superheroes there. So hopefully everybody will connect with Okies Eden. Obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. The reason I put their channel on the screen first today is because they dropped a super chat right before we got started there. Even though super chats and membership gifts and things like that are absolutely unnecessary, they are appreciated, of course, and we just put those channels on the screen right away. Then we get around to spinning the wheel like we are right now, and over the course of the next 3 hours, I will continue to add names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of today's stream. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And then Crafty Witch 232 came in and did the same thing. Both of those creators have done those things a million times before. So we'll look at Crafty Witch 232 next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. Interesting that it came up with just Jason Keto. I know he's with family today. He's skipping his regularly scheduled Thursday live stream, but we'll look forward to having him back next Thursday. He's always on at 7:30 Eastern. What Jason does on his channel is talks about a proper human diet, and I'll talk about his content in a second. I got quite a few names on the wheel already. Some more of our beloved and dedicated moderators are here. Scratch and Pete PA, of course, is in the pole position on the Wheel of Doom, and then Jesse Journals and Unboxes and the Stock Explorer are both early in the door with Rushing When Mounted and Mac Movement. Chef Civi and Van Lot, along with Tim Mitchell, are all here. I see God Will Never Fail Us is in the chat. Fuzzy Adventures is with us all the time. Brian from Have Fun in Nature is here. I'm assuming Tiffany's not too far behind. Annette Emery, good to see you here. And my quiet corner, Carol, good to see you in the house again. And then Okies Eden. It's funny that you say that in the chat. If everybody sees Okies Eden's comment there about their video that got 33,000, I promise you it is always a surprise, or 99% of the time. Most of us just keep making video after video after video, And some of the ones we think should be the most popular ones are not, and some of the ones we can't believe people watch are the ones that end up flying and carrying the channel. It happens all the time. It's happened on every channel that I've touched or run. Dustin's here from Keto Simple. Miss TT Mix Vlogs is also in the house. Gail's Southern Living. I was talking about her in the last live stream just for a quick second. She is a master when it comes to the idea of getting creators together for collaborations. Collaborating with anybody in any way at all is basically the probably the fastest way to grow your channel. Every time you're featured on somebody else's channel, you're pretty much guaranteed to grab a handful of their most supportive supporters, right? It's the ones that are really paying attention, that want to know, you know, who the friends are of all the friends that they trust. DJ Caldwell the Cool is here, and then TD Knives and Adventures is also in the house. And it's been a heat wave in Niagara Falls and Toronto in Canada, where I tend to hang out. Jaja Brownie is in the house. Kiwi's Crochet Corner, good to see you here. I just caught them for a live stream yesterday, and I wish I caught you a little bit earlier. I did catch that live stream towards the end, and I hope you don't mind me mentioning, I'm sure you won't, but it's there was a subject that came up for a quick second, and it had to do with you know, thoughts about giving up, thoughts about quitting, and things like these. These are the kind of things we hear from creators occasionally. And many times we've heard stories of people who've had the consideration and then change their mind because an overwhelming, let's say, wave of support, no matter how small, came through right at the moment it was most needed. And, you know, it's not that I'm just trying to make it sound heartwarming, but it's absolutely true. I hope that everybody here will, first of all, be patient with each other, but secondly, always encouraging, always inspiring. You know, it takes a little bit for channels to get moving. And most of us remember what it's like to have our first 20 subscribers, our first 50 subscribers, working towards that first 100. And for some creators, it feels like you're never going to get there. But I can tell you, when I started on YouTube 9 years ago, I started by running somebody else's channel, and then we expanded into more channels. I started my own and a couple of others. I helped other people with their channels. Now I just focus on my own stuff. But it took us 6 months to get the first 100 subscribers. And to get the 100th, the host of the channel had to sit on the phone with a friend of about 20 years and all but beg them to click what was at the time a red button to finally have their 100. So we've come a long way since then, and I hope everybody finds that a little bit inspiring. Often what you'll find on YouTube is a bit of growth, almost like a spurt, and then a plateau, and then some more growth just when you're frustrated and thinking it's not going to happen. And we all just keep moving. Everybody keeps moving up. We're seeing channels growing faster than ever, monetized faster than ever. I know it feels longer than it actually is. I promise you, I understand that. And I'm not saying it's easy, but it has gotten easier over the years, and thank goodness we have a community like this where people can inspire and motivate each other. The Hen House, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Tim Mitchell just gifted a handful of memberships again. He's done that kind of thing a zillion times before. We're way beyond million now, into a zillion times. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. So right after Crafty Witch 232, who dropped a super chat earlier, we'll look at Tim Mitchell. I was looking for you for a live stream today, but I'm assuming you didn't do one because you did one 2 days ago. And I wonder if that's the thing. Maybe I missed that you mentioned doing them on Tuesday still. I know you said that the schedule was kind of mixing and mashing around there. Annette Emery, your partner is from Page to Screen, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. We have a wonderful community here, and yeah, hopefully you'll have some fun with that. Trini in Finland, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the share on X, by the way. There's Tiffany, have fun in nature. And then Handmade Haven Studios is here. Harlow Blonde is in the house. Aaron the Carnivorish guy is here. I feel like I just saw something from you recommended. Maybe I'll recognize it later in the stream. Eddie Garraza is here. They've got a second channel as well. I'm just going to get them on the wheel. We always put members and moderators on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. So hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Simply Debbie Sue, I think I said hello. And thank you. Tim Mitchell's back on Tuesdays for a while. I noticed it because I really did. I had an early afternoon today, and I went to go look, and I saw that you were on just 2 days ago, and I said, okay, he probably told me, and I missed it. Like, I always ask questions in the chat and then never catch the answers because I talk so much. And then just Jason Keto on the screen right now is a beloved and dedicated moderator. And you might wonder why I say these things all the time. It's not that it's a religious thing or anything like that, but these creators, truly are some of the most supportive people that I've met in my YouTube journey. Like I said, I've been on for 9 years now. Superchat's been here for 6 years. Just Jason Keto's been with us longer than 3 years now. And most of our moderators, like Scratch and Pete PA, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, and the Stock Explorer, have all been with us pretty much from the beginning, along with Michael's Adventures as well, who might still be in the chat, I'm not sure. And then when we look at what Just Jason Keto himself is doing, there's another fellow Canadian. He's just a couple hours away from me. I've met up with him a few times actually, but I mentioned the idea that he talks about a proper human diet, and a keto-based diet or lifestyle is essentially the theme of the channel. So he's working on 8,000 right now. He's going to have it any day. This creator brings us a lot of recipes on his channel, and what I was taken away with his content when he first started coming into the Tuber Chat family was the fact that his recipes only require a few ingredients, usually not more than 4 or 5 things, usually things that most people, I imagine, would have in the kitchen or the pantry or whatever you want to call it, right? And then they don't take a lot of time. And that is really the hook. Somebody like me, I don't enjoy my time in the kitchen like I know some people do. Jason seems to, but his recipes are perfect for anybody that wants to make things that are fairly quick most of the time. He's known for chaffles. He's done at least 100 of these, probably much more actually. And he does plenty of other recipes as well. Sometimes he's given us extra value out of things we might think of as meals, cut them into snacks, or the other way around. And sometimes he does product reviews to help us understand the ingredients in some of the things that are marketed as low sugar or no sugar added and all these kinds of things. He's got lots of guests that join him on his channel. They share their insights, their tips, their tricks when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. And sometimes he does traditional product reviews like appliances, things we might find around the kitchen like the chaffle maker, or things related to his YouTube journey like a gimbal or a camera and things like that. So Just Jason Keto also has shorts on this channel, and these have gotten into 8,000, 10,000, one which I've seen at 23,000. And I promise you that one's entertaining. It's only 15 seconds long. It's a traditional short, but we see that healthy looking grilling shorts seem to do well for him. And then live streams, like I said, he's usually on Thursday at 7:30. We can look forward to that again next week. And Jason sometimes is on his own, and then sometimes he brings us guests onto his live streams as well. Could be keto-based, could be talking YouTube, could be just introducing us to some of the friends he's found on YouTube that have been incredibly supportive. So hopefully everybody will connect with Just Jason Keto, and Crafty Witch 232 is coming up right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then John Lucas, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Aaron, the Carnivorish guy, is going to be at Wonderland on Sunday. I haven't done season passes, and as long as I can remember, I lived at that place when I was a young adult, when I was like 18, 19, 20, whatever it was. I worked at Wonderland, which is Canada's biggest theme park. I was lucky enough to live only like a 15-minute drive away, but I worked there for at least a full season. and then a little bit of another one, and then, you know, that was it. But even when I was not working, I'd be there all the time. So Terry, good to see you in the house. Most of those types of places have season passes and special packages and things like that. Trini in Finland is also dropping a super chat, so thank you for the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated. It's the same reason why we've got Crafty Witch 232 on the screen right now. We'll look at Trini in Finland right after Tim Mitchell, and then Father Lawless World TV. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I feel like for a while I must have been saying the name of that channel incorrectly, but they're a longtime friend. Mona Did What's been with us since basically the beginning, and the Astute Tourist has been a friend that's Jimmy so long that I don't even remember how long we've been connected together. It's at least 4 years, but I feel like it might be much longer than that, so forgive me if I'm wrong. I can't remember, of course, how long everybody's been with the Tuber Chat family, but often I mention things like Crafty Witch 232 being with us for a couple of years now, because I want everybody to understand, especially people who are fairly new, that you are literally meeting friends on YouTube, not just here, in anybody's community that kind of spiders out of here as well, for not weeks and months into the future. We're talking years of friendship that you can build with these creators, which is great to know. And thank you for the share, the Astute Tourist Jimmy. Ace Flaw 1 is Andy. He's been with me for about 7 years, if you can imagine. Mac Movement is making me laugh. I can't tell you how many times. That's the first positive one that I've had where somebody's talked about a Tuber Chat barrel over the falls. It's usually trolls, but they're just as entertaining. But yes, that's definitely an interesting idea. And then thank you, Scratch and PPA. I can't tell you how many things I miss that he catches, but have fun in nature. Might have slipped something in there as well. I'm going to see if I can find that. They dropped a super chat earlier. So thank you for that. They've done that kind of thing a million times before. I'm actually going to get their channel up on the screen right before Trini in Finland. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel and doing what we do. We get to as many channels as we can in the next more than 2.5 hours now. And then, which I say a million times, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. So have fun in nature will come up. The Astute Tourist, Jimmy, thank you. Absolutely unnecessary. I know I say it all the time. It truly is, but very much appreciated. And he's dropping a super chat. So we'll look at the Astute Tourist. Many of you have run into him with the Morning Coffee Crew. He does a stream every morning with Bone Tired Travelers, or most mornings with Bone Tired Travelers and Eddie Lugo Studios and Kenny Fordman Oaks. Kenneth Oaks, Fordman. And then Mona Did What? I hope I said hello. I caught her stream the other day. She's always got a panel full of friends joking and laughing and having a good time. Yeah, the sardine conversation came up on a couple of different channels, but yeah, any of our keto-based friends are going to be thinking about that. I had tons of sardines when I was a kid. My grandmother used to make sardine sandwiches. I didn't think anything of it. It's just something people eat. She fed us tons of it. She must have known something about it. Apparently they have incredible health benefits, but I'll leave it to our keto friends to, keto and carnivore friends to talk about that. Oh, and thank you, Keto Simple. Yes, Just Jason Keto has sent over friend after friend after friend, actually. But I'm lucky to have been able to build up a friendship with him. Booby Goats, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Sardines and eggs for days, you say. I haven't had a sardine in a while. I thought about it after I saw, I think it was Anita on Jason's channel, and he does a lot of, I mentioned the idea, he has guests on there. She was, I think, talking about it, the health benefits and everything else, and I consider it. I just haven't thought about it lately, but I should. I feel like I at least didn't mind them at all, if not maybe actually like them. And Booby Goats, yes, word up. Crafty Witch 232 said the same thing. You guys know for sure. You know that song is like, what is it, 40 years old now or something like that? It's just a personal favorite from the 80s. And in a past life, I was a DJ. So when I got to YouTube, I thought it would be a fun greeting for everyone. I hadn't seen anybody using it, but I figure most people are going to either know it or question it. I see that Crafty Witch 232 has something coming up tomorrow. Another crafty idea here, a little bit different from what I'm used to on this channel, but I've got the notification on for that premiere. We always set notifications for premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch each other's content as much as possible as well. Native Wildman, Tea Time Tuesdays, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I know Booby Goats will be happy to have that. And I will get them right onto the wheel, as a matter of fact. I'll clean up the wheel when we do our first break, but we're not going to do that for another 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. Anyway, Henry Leslie Vermont is in the house, another long-time very supportive creator. Blonde Travel and Gypsy, good to see you here also. They're taking us on the road. What did I just watch from you that I... Oh, the Pet Rock, right? The Pet Rock. It was not a pet rock. I made a joke about pet rocks because I'm old enough to remember when that was actually a thing. But I think Blonde Travel and Gypsy, was I right? That it was your video that I was watching earlier? Just a couple hours ago. Going through a rock collection, actually. Crafty Witch 232, I just watched this video as well. I thought that this thumbnail is exceptional. And I've seen others with the same style and color scheme. So we know a lot of creators are using AI. Even I'm doing that for a lot of thumbnails and experiments and things like that. But some of these are looking great. But if you watch this video, you'll see that Crafty Witch 232 actually puts together a granny square just like what we see on the thumbnail, and does a really good job of it. Now, she does a great job with everything she's doing on the channel. She actually crafts a lot of different things, even though I've seen mostly 3D printing, crochet, and a little bit of cross stitch. But she also does jewelry making, perler beads, does a lot of sewing. And when we look at shorts, you start to get an idea of the kinds of things that Andy is doing over here. I came to know after a while that this creator is actually selling a lot of what they make. That's why they're at it all the time. And boy, can she crochet up a storm. You see some of the pop culture references have helped the shorts over here at 10,000 views and 14,000 views. And then live streams as well. She's on almost every day. And this is actually one of the fastest growing channels that we've seen in the Tuber Chat family over the last 6 years. And I believe that there's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, she's doing vertical live streams almost every single day. Once in a while, she mixes things up. She'll bring a guest on or play a video game or do something a little bit different. But most often, almost every night at 9 p.m. Eastern, she's actually changed the time lately, but she's doing these vertical live streams, and they bring in a lot of extra viewers, right? We know that our vertical live streams can get caught in the shorts feed and bring in people. They've always been known for drawing in new subscribers. You get the good and the bad that comes with that. You can get what I like to describe as people on YouTube who are unsupervised, who should probably be supervised, and that kind of thing. It's probably the safest way for me to say that, but I'm sure everybody knows what I mean. But then there's a little bit of benefit to the idea that you're getting your content in front of people that otherwise may not have seen it so easily. And because Crafty Witch 232 is doing the same, like similar content day after day after day, week after week, month after month, and now year after year, anybody that does catch her content, these live streams in the shorts feed, are the right viewers to be able to subscribe to the channel and be pleased with everything else they're going to find, because when they clicked on one of her videos in the first place, or tapped on it, whatever we want to say, it all fits together. Her content is basically what I mean, including the shorts, but you've seen that already. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crafty Witch 232. And Andy, let me know if you're going to be on today. I'm unsure of the time. I know somebody said something in the chat the other day, and I forget if that was something like a schedule change or just something that was going on for a short period of time. And then, oh, Van Lot, yes, it's good to know that you're doing better. Van Lot went through something on his channel just a little bit more than a week ago, I think it was, right? If everybody wants to check that out. And there is a difference between vertical and horizontal. So, Aaron the Carnivorous, Aaron the Carnivorous guy, what can happen is when you do a vertical live stream, YouTube shows it to people who are watching shorts. So as people are like kind of flipping through short after short after short, they may accidentally come across your live, or YouTube might recommend it to them, and then it's known for bringing in subscribers fairly quickly. Crafty Witch 232 is a perfect example of this. This creator's only been with us less than a couple of years, and she is, I think it's under 2 years actually, but she is almost at 5,700. And as far as I can see, that is as close to organic as I can say without, there's a lot of opinion on the word organic, but I think you know what I mean there. But she's also, and that's what I was saying earlier, she's also incredibly supportive. So I said this is one of the fastest growing channels due to a couple of reasons. First of all, she's so consistent, puts out tons of content, has all kinds of talent when it comes to the things that she's doing on the channel. She does a great job of keeping up with the chat, a truly dynamic creator. But then the consistency is what does it, and the fact that she's out supporting people every day as well. I run into her probably every day. KY Brenda F, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And oh, your comments are always hidden, Booby Goats. Oh, is it because of the name of the channel maybe? I don't know. I think you've been on long enough that that shouldn't be a thing, but YouTube loves to frustrate us in ways. Yes, unsupervised YouTube watchers. Yes, because I think we all know what I mean. I'm not just talking about age. Sometimes you get younger creators and you can, I'd like to think you can almost tell, but that's not always what it is. There are language barriers. We have viewers all over the world. Everybody does. There are different customs, like even today, at the beginning of the chat before we started, forgive me because I won't remember which channel said it, but they mentioned hello, I think it was to Fuzzy Adventures, and they said, are you okay? And somebody like myself, I'm in North America, I'm in Canada, I might look at that and say, wait, what do you mean, are they okay? Is anything wrong? And it's like, no, that's how sometimes people in the UK greet each other. Right? Or from other countries. I believe some of our Jamaican friends might come in and say, good evening. Like, oh, well, I guess you're leaving then. No, we're actually, it's a greeting. We're coming in. That kind of thing. So there's all these things to think about. But then there's a lot of, like I said, the easiest way to say it is people who probably should be supervised that are not supervised. And, if you haven't run into that yet, you will by the time you have 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Blonde Traveling Gypsies dropping a super chat for Have Fun in Nature. So thank you for that. They actually also, Brian dropped a super chat earlier, or I think they did. So I'm going to put them up actually right after Trini in Finland. And right now I'm just going to talk about Chef Civi and Tim Mitchell. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Yeah, Annette Emery. I think it was Annette Emery. But thank you for that, because I got another friend. We got one friend, Oriane, does that as well. Mom of 3 boys is in the house. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say that a million times, but when the chat is especially rolling so fast, I miss a little bit. So I'll appreciate everybody's patience. Tim Mitchell's up on the screen right now. This creator has a few channels to look after because he's producing videos and live streams for Chef Civi, who you see in the chat, as Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, and another channel which I'll show you in a moment. Now, Tim Mitchell has his own channel, and it's actually getting pretty close to 500 subscribers now. So they are now at 463. Tim Mitchell's bringing us a lot of outdoor footage to start with, and this creator actually takes us on the road for live streams every Tuesday right now. They might mix that up, but right now they're on a weekly Tuesday schedule, and I've been lucky enough to catch Tim Mitchell several times, although not lately. It's been a month already, but hopefully I'll catch you for another one. I'm going to try to keep that in mind, that it's Tuesdays now. And then for those of you who caught Monday's Munchie Mafia, I'm sorry. You never know what to expect over there. But Chef Civi does a great job of keeping up with everybody. And they got a pretty fast-rolling chat as well. They always have. And yeah, Aaron, that is going to be something else. Umpiring out in that heat. Seems like anybody in the Northeast is going through quite a heat wave. 1,500, 1,600, 1,900 views on some of these shorts, and you see that Tim Mitchell's bringing us some of that dash cam footage. These might be cut from those live streams or other outdoor footage here, and whenever you got a furry friend to share with everybody, it seems that they get views quite often. Kristen Welton, my love, sorry, I know you've been here. I didn't say hello earlier. I'm going to get her on the wheel with our beloved and dedicated moderators, as I like to say. Canadian Family Life is here. I think I didn't say hello to Tiffany as well. We got 2 Tiffanys in the chat that I know of. Tiffany's one of the most popular names of creators in the Tuber Chat family. I can think of, I'm thinking 4, maybe 5, 3 as a minimum. And they've all been incredibly supportive. I don't know if that's a thing. And then Tim Mitchell, hopefully everybody will connect with. I'm going to show you the other channels that he produces those videos and live streams for. When we look at Chef Civi, we see Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, and there's actually quite a bit going on here. So Chef Civi's going to help us navigate the kitchen, making interesting meals, dishes, and combinations, but also helping us understand the appliances, the bakeware, the cookware, sometimes even doing product reviews. Pardon me, and you'll notice a vibrant, colorful wheel as a theme in some of the thumbnails here. I'll get to that in a second because it's very important. But this creator also collaborates with a lot of other channels. So every month, as a minimum, they've got a collaboration with Butler Family Farm and Devil Dog. They get together to make some sugar-free desserts, and that could be anything like multiple pies or cakes or cinnamon rolls or s'mores, things I didn't think could be sugar-free, but apparently they've got ways to do that. And Chef Civi as well has got shorts over here at 2,700 views, and you see that vibrant, colorful wheel again that I mentioned. So on this channel, Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official, that is called the Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. And basically what happens is during the live streams, viewers are able to contribute ingredients. Chef Civi is going to spin that wheel and be all but forced to make the combinations that come up. So you can imagine it could be pretty obscure. And then they've got several live streams. They do once a week as a minimum, but they've been actually doing plenty of live streams lately where they are pardon me, on every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We see that they've got one here for July 4th, a cookout video. That will be great. Hopefully you don't get rained out for that. We'll cross our fingers. And then they've got something special coming up next week, so we can look forward to that. Hopefully everybody will connect with Cooking with the Munchie Mafia Official. I'm just going to show you one more channel here called Off Topic Squirrel. When you look at the live streams here that Tim Mitchell's producing, they've actually got a 4-camera multicam setup, if you can believe that. Reduced gluten sugar-free Little Debbie oatmeal pie. So I don't know if I've even heard of that before. And then, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times. And Eddie Garraza, I know you've been here for a while. When we look at the unofficial, official Off-Topic Squirrel, this is a complimentary channel for Chef Civi. And they've got a new series of videos that might continue, but otherwise we get a behind-the-scenes look at the creator of Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official. She could be in the kitchen. She could be taking us for an outdoor adventure or giving us a story. This creator also has shorts on this channel at 1,200, 1,500 views. And then live streams over here. These ones happen on, I say it every time, and I still don't quite have it figured out. Forgive me, Tim. I just went through this on the last live stream 3 days ago as well. I'm going to say the last Saturday of every month, and I think I've almost got it. Story time with Uncle Bill. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Sarah Presswood is also here, so thank you for coming in. Soul Magic Fabric Magician Annette snuck into the chat as well. And yeah, forgive me. Last Friday. I don't know why I'm not thinking. Like I knew when I was saying it that I was going to get it wrong. The last Friday of every month. It's the same day that Handicapped Traveler does their live stream. I think they usually do theirs around 6 p.m. Eastern, and Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official. And this other channel is usually on a little bit later. But the unofficial official off-topic squirrel, hopefully everybody will connect with. And thank you again, Tim Mitchell, for the 5 gifted memberships. He's done that kind of thing countless times before. Right before that, we saw Crafty Witch 232 with a super chat, and Trini in Finland did the same thing. So we're going to look at their channel right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention TuberChat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. When we look at Trini in Finland, so Trinidadian living in Finland, and this creator is bringing us travel-based footage and a lot of recipes, they say, a lot of cooking videos. We can see examples of what they're bringing to us. The wings look good, actually, and cauliflower rice. I'm not sure if I had cauliflower rice yet. I can't remember. Kristen will remember better than I will. And then even easy and tasty tomato stew they've got here. I'm just going to grab one of these latest videos. Jamaica's iconic fish dish, and they're making it in Finland, so we'll see what's up with that. They've got shorts on this channel. These have gotten into 13,000 views, 26,000 views on another one, my dear goodness. And it's a little bit of a mix. Most of the cooking videos seem to have made a slot in there, and then they've got live streams as well. So I've been lucky enough to catch them several times. Hopefully I'll catch you again for the next one. They're probably due for one right now. They're usually on at least once a week. And then Trini in Finland, hopefully everybody will connect with. Obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And thank you for the super chat again. Have Fun in Nature did the same thing. We're going to have a look at both of these channels. This is Brian. We'll put Tiffany up in another second here. And then Santa Fred Adventures. Good to see you in the house. Fairbrick Studio is promoting people all the time. And Brian, Have Fun in Nature. This is Hardcore Hillbilly. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into TuberChat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. So hopefully everybody will connect with Brian, working on the first 100 subscribers. And I'm going to get Have Fun in Nature up here. These creators are always together. I've been lucky enough to catch them for live streams. They're on every Sunday as a minimum. I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern. Am I right about that? And then Have Fun in Nature. So Tiffany's actually going to bring us quite a lot of story time, but a lot of shout outs for other creators as well. I'm just going to grab one of the latest videos here I'll grab the Sunday Fall Scenic Drive video. I'll put that into my catch-up list right now. That's a playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. We can see they've got some Happy Mail going on the channel. Lots of raised bed gardens, it looks like. Container gardens or potted ideas here as well. So there's quite a bit to see when we get over there. We had this influx of homesteading channels come in about 4 or 5 years ago, and it continues to grow today. And then shorts on this channel have gotten into 3,800, 7,600, 8,700 views. They're able to bring us all 4 seasons, as we can see, and they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I thought that I caught you for the live stream on Sunday, but I must have been oh, it was. Yes, I did catch you for the Sunday live stream. So they're actually going live a little bit more frequently, it looks like, as well. Testing new emojis and badges. That's a good idea. We just added one a little while ago, so thank you for everybody here for your help on that. And then, oh, the Martin Falls video is better, you say? I usually just grab the latest one from most creators. And then sometimes they come through and are recommended, or I catch something if I'm happen to be on somebody's front page. And then, yeah, I like to call it catsup, says Booby Goats. And we'll use the Tim Mitchell inspired special emoji for that. But thank you, Have Fun in Nature, for the super chat. I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. Thank goodness for Scratch and PPA catching that, because can't tell you how much I miss here and how much he has to catch. And then Jimmy, the astute tourist, is coming up. He's another longtime friend. And right before we look at that channel, what we'll do is we'll take our first break for today. So we'll go for 3.5 minutes, grab a drink, do all the things we need to do. Right before we do that, I will play a clip from our interview series. These are videos on the Tuber Chat channel now. There's 6 in the series, with a 7th almost special edition in episode 900 of our live stream, where 2 pineapples joined me for a follow-up conversation where we talk about how we're using AI with our channels and whether or not you're using that kind of thing. It's interesting to know what's out there, I'm sure, and follow along with how much further they are. In the meantime, we're going to listen to Edna's World talk about how she's gotten over 10,000 subscribers on her YouTube channel. So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
No.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button, you know, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. And it's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. You know, it's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back, you know?
Yes.
Be there for the ones that are coming back and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
All right, we are just about back. We're actually going to look at a channel we haven't seen on the screen for a while, but this is a longtime friend, The Astute Tourist. Jimmy is the creator behind the channel. He lets us know he's bringing travel and destination videos, but what I've known him most for, first of all, a very patriotic American friend, but this creator does a morning show almost every day. And just in case Jimmy's still listening, just please let me know if I'm wrong about the schedule, if it's every day or if it's Monday to Friday. I've caught him many times. I'm up usually 5 and I'm in the Eastern time zone, not every day, but most days, and I'm able to catch them at what I think is 6 a.m. Eastern. They're on for a while, and there's a lot of familiar faces that jump in on these panels. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Astute Tourist. You'll see what I mean. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. I think what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to grab this video because I just want to hear about this. It's interesting that we have such an influx over the last 3 years, almost 4 years now, of cruising channels that have come into the Tuber Chat family, not just travel, but cruising in particular. So we get a lot of information from our friends, but it's interesting to hear the different perspectives as well, because it's one thing to pay for a cruise, which is great if you can. It's another thing we start thinking about internet packages and drink packages and special VIP packages and all that kind of thing. So the Astute Tourist, I'm interested to hear what Jimmy has to say there. Otherwise, this creator, like he says, is going to bring us a lot of travel and destination type videos. Shorts on the channel have gotten into 4,300, 5,000 views. And there he is right there. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Astute Tourist. Obviously, over the top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. I can't remember how long the Astute Tourist has been a friend here. It's at least 4 years, but it could be much longer than that. Guys Craft 2, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Daigo Crochet, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And let me get you onto the wheel. I added Simply Debbie Sue onto the wheel from our chat list. I'll add more names shortly. And then the Astute Tourist Jimmy, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. And then Native Wildman came in. I think they gifted a membership. Am I right about that? I think... oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. They gifted a membership, so I certainly do appreciate the extra generous support. And Native Wildman's has done things like that many times before. I say it a million times, absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated, of course. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away, when those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And Annette Emery, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. We're usually here for 3 hours, but we mix up the days and times. And Philbeck, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Oh, 112 in Virginia. My dear goodness. This is way beyond me. I was just saying, actually, to Kristen Welton, the idea that... was it not this morning, yesterday? We've had a heat wave for a few days. I'm in Niagara Falls, Canada, but I work often anywhere from here to Toronto. It's about an hour and a half between the two, something like that. And I was saying, even to sit in a vehicle with the windows open at 8, 9 in the morning is already too much. The breeze is not enough for some of us. I hide from the heat and the sun. Native Wildman is up on the screen right now, and this creator is going to do a couple of things on the channel. Actually, you can read about the creator and what they expect to do from their About section. They talk about fishing, fly tying, knives, and artisan tea blends with a little bit of other random things. But Tea Time Tuesdays is what they're most known for, at least in my opinion, because they're very consistent. Native Wildman's been with us for what I'll bet is a couple of years by now as well. And I don't remember them missing a Tuesday. So I often catch their premieres, just even recommended. You know, in between watching different things, they'll come up regardless of our notifications and things like that. And oh goodness, create and relate 106 Fahrenheit. I'd have to think about what it turns into as 40 something Celsius here, and you double that and add 32. So it's been anywhere from 40 to, am I right about that? Am I getting ahead of myself, or am I right? But yeah, something like that anyway. Cruising on the high seas and travel, another fellow Canadian sharing weather with me. That's Rob. I just watched a video. Oh my dear goodness. He was eating a sandwich, and what was the words you used? He goes, "Oh, I got condiments all over me." Oh my goodness. I just watched that video, I think just a couple hours ago, wasn't it? Or did I catch your premiere this morning? For the life of me, I can't remember, but I was like, oh, Rob, what are you doing? I thought that was amazing. He reviews a lot of popular dishes or meals or featured items from takeout food restaurants and things like that. And I recognize most of what I see because we share all the same restaurants. It's not always just, McDonald's, Burger King, and Little Caesars and things like that. Sometimes he gets into things that I'm sure are just Canadian only and all that. But interesting to see in between his travel content. And thank you so much, Aaron, the carnivorish guy. Thank you again. And hopefully you have fun. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know I say it a million times. So Native Wildman is going to bring us Tea Time Tuesdays, usually with a story to be told while they try those artisan tea blends. And then otherwise, they're very focused on the outdoors. As you can see, the shorts give an example of that, getting into 5,900 and 10,000 views. And I've caught them for several live streams. I just caught them a few days ago, a couple weeks before that. We've got notification bells on for every single channel, literally, in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, but to give us the best chance of catching each other. You're going to notice today, while I keep putting channels on the screen, some creators I catch often for these live streams, and then some creators not so much. And it's so odd why YouTube recommends things so sporadically. Why does it keep doing the things that it does? But as long as we're trying, and if there's ways to keep, I don't know, it's not necessarily statistics for yourself. What I do is I copy information out of every stream. I happen to use Streamlabs, so they have this system here where they're keeping track of how long everybody's in the chat and how active they are. And what I do is I copy that and put it into a spreadsheet after every stream. I've been doing that since before the beginning of Superchat. So literally I have 954 spreadsheets so that nobody ever gets forgotten. But you could do that kind of thing as well, because sometimes you don't see your friends for a while and you think like, oh, well, they haven't been around to support me and this and that. It's not that. YouTube shakes up the algorithm at least a couple of times a year. It seems to be even more frequent. Could be as much as 3 or 4 times with a major sweep. And all of a sudden you see channels you haven't seen in a while, and some of the people you've been seeing almost every day start to disappear a little bit, and you're like, what's going on? It's YouTube shaking it up. So we have to find ways to keep track of each other so that we can fill in the blanks and make sure we're not missing too much, if that makes sense. Of course, as long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. Native Wildman, thank you again for the gifted membership. Like I said, absolutely unnecessary, very much appreciated. Of course, Blonde Travel and Gypsy dropped at least one super chat earlier, and then gifted a handful of memberships again right now, so we'll look at their channel. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. West Texas might seem to be one of the cooler areas right now at 98 Fahrenheit. It's like gas prices. You know what I mean? We look at 98, we're like, oh, thank goodness, you must be relieved over there. Whereas usually for me, that would be horrifying. I can't take the heat. I'll admit it right away. And then pardon me, I feel like I'm missing somebody in the chat. And Philbic is still here. Coastal Water still in the house. Holla is here from New York. And they had a different kind of video. They brought us some outdoor footage, a little heartwarming, nice change. And then Blonde Travel and Gypsy is up here right now. Yeah, the notifications, even for us, It's as frustrating as every other thing. I'm going to get into rant mode. As much as YouTube likes to change the color of the subscribe button because they think that's important, and changing the font sizes in the YouTube studio because they think that's important, most of us are probably pulling our hair out saying, could you please work on the notifications? We've been begging you for at least 6 years now. And I don't know why they still can't get a handle on these things. But Blonde Traveling Gypsy's up on the screen right now. So this is something a little bit different. There it is. Yes, the rock collection begins. And now they've got something else to complement that. I'm just going to grab the latest video. I'm going to put that in catch-up list that I keep using to keep or get caught up with creators. They're going to bring us a lot of outdoor footage, and you get that idea when you get to the About section, where you can read exactly what this channel has in store for us. Technically, we live in our truck, and they are bringing us on the road. They love the outdoors. They want to share it with everybody, and you'll get that idea when you read more about that. They've got shorts over here as well that have gotten into 3,800, 5,500 views, 7,700 views, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. You caught that in the shorts there. They're going to show us some of the cooking on the road, and I caught them for a live stream a few days ago. I'm not sure if these are any kind of a schedule or they just do these as pop-ups. I think they're going through Kentucky right now. We've got a few friends in Kentucky. I think KY Brenda, right, is Kentucky. I just learned that from watching the last video where she said it out loud. And then Michael's Adventures, I think, is there as well. The opposite of it. Don't say that word. Rob sends me some kind of a message or a meme every time I use the four-letter word that nobody likes from Canada. The hen house is still here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Adventures with JV Videos. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And let me see if I can get them on the wheel. We always put members and moderators onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly. So Blonde Traveling Gypsy, hopefully everybody will connect with. They're already working on 900 subscribers, and they talk about the idea of running team with their husband. So I've known team truck drivers before. I even considered it for myself. I took a different path, but team is something that sounds like could be enjoyable when the teammates get along well enough. Poopy goats, my goodness. And then they're in California right now, says Blonde Traveling Gypsy. So that's quite a trek from Kentucky, if I'm not wrong about that. I still have to look at a map. I wish I paid more attention in geography class. I do a not terrible job, but I'm not able to pick off all the states and abbreviations and locations and distances as well as I wish I could. Hopefully sometime this year or next year I'll start spending more time there again and start to get around to see some of our friends, and then I'll get back to a bit of that, let's say. Southern Belle Nola, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And yeah, Blonde Traveling Gypsy. I always wonder if Harlow Blonde is still in the chat, because I see people mentioning Blonde and wonder if either of them got missed. Diamond Painting Yotun is here. Pampered with Diamonds. Good to have you in the house. They do a lot of diamond painting, it seems. We've got lots of friends who either do diamond painting on their channels or have diamond painting channels, and it seems to be increasing, but I don't know if that's just within this community. Maybe diamond painting's always been a big thing and I'm just, you know, seeing more of it myself personally right now, or if it's actually expanding in popularity. Pardon me, although I have heard that young teenagers these days in general are getting involved in a lot more activities that don't involve the phone. So they're seeing experiences on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, but then wanting to actually take part in the experiences, let's just say. I don't know if there's truth to that. You know, it's really hard to decipher any truth behind all the nonsense that we see every day on all these networks. And then thank you, Trini in Finland. KP Heathen, good to see you in the house. Oh, KP Heathen. I think you said you changed work, if I'm not mistaken. The last time I remember you mentioning something, I feel like it was even just a couple months ago, or maybe even sooner than that. But KP Heathen, forgive me if I'm wrong, because I changed work, right? So I have a different job now. I do service technician stuff, and I drive a company van that has air conditioning, and I don't really have to deal with the heat as much as I whine about it. But if you're doing any kind of construction work, which I've seen a lot of with KP Heathen, my dear goodness, are we feeling for some of the people who are out there having to work. Thank you, Brian, and possibly Tiffany as well. Thank you both, especially for the extra generosity today. Absolutely unnecessary. And then, Pampered with Diamonds has been at it a couple years, which is great to know. Canadian Family Life says they keep cutting in and out, but our stream should be okay right now. They're in New Brunswick, a little bit farther of a distance for me in Canada, if that makes sense. And then Mom of Three is up on the screen right now. They're over 1,200 subscribers. We're going to talk about their content in a second. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I just took a look at the About section here and just read through it for that second. And this is really well done. This is a really well done paragraph for your About section. Not to mention, on this channel you'll find, and they say, honest mom life stories, cooking for their family, trending topics and current conversations, and a little bit more. But this is really well done, because when I talk about the idea of cooking videos, they're doing quite a few here, but I've mentioned this for many years on Superchat, that I really enjoy what I see from a lot of our creators. It doesn't have to be cooking channels. We've got lots of friends that do cooking videos in the middle of everything. Lots of our homesteading friends get into it. Lots of our keto friends, and many more channels. And I enjoy seeing the things that people are making in their homes, the things they'd actually make if they had people coming over, or for their family, or treats for themselves, and things like that. Because it's very different than television. Nobody needs me to say that, but you know what I mean when we're watching television shows. And I like those too. I like cooking reality shows and things like this, but they got unlimited pantries. Sometimes they're in a grocery store, like this kind of thing. Whereas at home, it's different. People are choosing their groceries, especially today, more than ever. Wheatsart, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Wheatsart's always making me laugh, whether they're here or on their own channel. The Cruise Tubers, it's good to have you here also. And Simple Family Lifestyle, if I didn't say hello already, it's good to see you here. I'm going to get them both onto the wheel, and we will continue along. I think I got Hala on there, right? Did I? Yes. And Mom of Three. So I see they've got quite a few videos here, including Minecraft Prime deals. That's interesting. I'm going to grab the latest video. Oh, this one's a little bit different. I might check out what I missed from your Prime Day video here. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll give me another piece of content to watch. They got shorts over here as well. These have gotten into 5,500 views and 12,000 views. My goodness, a little bit of family togetherness in a lot of this. A little bit of adventure, and then some cooking videos. And then I'm just grabbing the notification here for the live stream they've got coming up. So that's today. They're going to be on at 7 p.m. And then Mom of Three, I'm assuming you're going to be on longer than an hour. And if that's the case, we'll be happy to go in and raid Mom of Three. Mom of Three Boys has been a longtime friend. We raid different channels all the time. Oh, and the Cruise Tubers, thank you. Yeah, never necessary. I certainly do appreciate you keeping that membership going. D-Lo Flow Show, good to see you here. I'm going to get you both onto the wheel right now. And then we'll get to our next channel. Create and Relate is also dropping a super chat. And thank you for that. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. I know I say it a million times, but it really is absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated. And Miss TT Mix Vlogs is coming in with the same thing. Coastal Water has grabbed her membership again. Thank you for that. You know, I hope everybody does not get too wrapped up in the idea of these, you know, memberships and super chats and things like that. I promise you, there's enough to go around for everybody. I know what it can look like when you see channels that are doing really well with that. But memberships are a really interesting animal of their own because nobody has an unlimited budget, right? And people are moving around the love that they give to everyone as best they can. You know, as long as everybody's always doing as much of everything as we can, everybody will be just fine. We see more and more of this over the years. I'm absolutely, you know, going to be eternally grateful for all the extra generous support that's come through this channel. I try to spread a lot of that back as well. Most of you have hopefully seen that. But members come and go, and I don't want anybody to feel any way about that. You know, people, like I said, don't have an unlimited budget. It's not because they like somebody else and they don't like you. I often, with my personal account, will get a membership on a channel where I just want to see the creator motivated and get going. And I've heard it back from people more than once that, you know, a simple super chat, a simple membership, something like that can make somebody feel like they're actually on to something. I've literally had somebody say, you know, I do this content. I didn't think anything was happening. And, you know, you dropped a super chat for me and it kind of let me think maybe I'm on to something here, you know, and these creators have gone on to continue. And I'm always happy to see that. But usually what I'll do is I'll support somebody, you know, while they're getting up to their first, let's say 10 or 20,000 subscribers. And then I'll save it for somebody who's a little bit newer. That's with my personal account. With Superchat, there's no favoritism. It's just, you know, whatever I could do whenever I could do it. And this kind of thing. A lot of times I try to catch special occasions like birthdays and monetization celebrations and things like this. I know a lot of people are doing the same thing. But hopefully nobody feels any way about that kind of thing here either. I know I say it a million times, but super chats and memberships are absolutely unnecessary on this channel. You know, nobody has to drop super chats or be a member to get onto the wheel or the screen. I know it's a very long wait, and I know we don't get to every channel most days, but we'll always get to as many channels as we can. And I still share the love, like, you know, as much as possible with everything that I do, whether it's coming into live streams and premieres, sharing out on Reddit, or even our community tab and things like that. It's a little bit of a mix of everything. And there you go. Yes, Southern Bell Nola, but we see things moving. And everybody who's monetized needs to check their email if you haven't lately over this email, which I didn't personally see yet, but luckily Pete sent something over for me so that I could make sure I knew what was going on. Thank you, Scratch and PP. I missed Create and Relate's super chat there for a second. Create and Relate will be up in a moment. And then Cruising on the High Seas and Travel did the same thing. Miss TT Mix Vlogs is coming up. But the email has to do, it's from YouTube, but it has to do with membership pricing. YouTube might be changing the price in some countries based on exchange rates arbitrarily. And what that means, the way I'm saying it, is just that they might do it without us really being able to do much about that, let's just say. Companies have been doing this for years. Apple does it with the App Store. You know, maybe you want to charge $5 for somebody to buy jewels in your video game or something like that. But $5 is not the same around the world for years at a time. Right now, the Canadian dollar is only worth 70 cents to an American. So I just heard a live stream actually the other day where Mustard Drill had recently visited Niagara Falls, where I live, and he was talking to Jeremy and Cheryl, and I forget if anybody else was on there, but he was talking about the fact that it feels like everything's cheaper in Canada because you go to pay for something and the price is like $13, but it really only works out to $8 something or $9 in American funds, let's just say. Feels the opposite for us. we have to really consider that. But if you're, depending which side of the border you're on and depending where you're making your money, it can have benefit the other way around, if that makes any sense. So let's talk about cruising on the high seas and travel. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And yeah, thank you, Scratch and PPA. I hope yeah, I remember Bryce is up, my goodness. I hope everybody is keeping track in some way. We do in our minds, but keeping track in some way, you know, of our like friends and supporters and things like that, because it's a great feeling when somebody checks in, you know. And I've got lots of friends that I try to remember to do this for. I got lots of people who do it for me as well. If I haven't heard from them in a while, to send me an Instagram message or something on Facebook, even if it's a meme or something funny. Or you know, YouTube's got its dark side. Sometimes we keep each other informed about those things as well. But there is it's a great feeling, you know, when people let you feel like you're missed when you're not there, let's just say. And we can do that for people as well. Warm Strong Adventures, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They were having a serious conversation in a live stream. Was that earlier today or was it yesterday? I can't for the life of me remember. Today got away from me somehow. And then thank you, Scratch and PPA. Oh, Diamond Painting Yotun might be monetized soon, which is great to know. And yeah, luckily, you know, I give a lot of credit to our moderators. Never enough, because I can't tell you how much they help both each other and myself. You know, I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for their help. But I didn't see the email. Pete sent it over, actually, so I was able to look at it and kind of figure out what exactly was going on. But if you read the text that comes in the email that I'm talking about, you're going to notice, and forgive me, I don't want to get into rant mode, but just for the sake of saying, I don't want to always be negative on YouTube, but like they are never clear about the things that they say. And it literally says something to do with controlling prices for now. Like, what do you mean for now? What, can you tell us what exactly you mean by that? Is it going to change or isn't it? You know, and they leave us kind of hanging a lot of the time. Another fellow Canadian, cruising on the high seas and travel, Rob, I talked about him earlier just because this is the video that I watched, the buffalo chicken sandwich. I promise you this, if any video, if you're going to connect with Rob, this one's perfect. It's 7 minutes long. Forgive me, I usually don't laugh so hard, my goodness, but I just watched this, and it's, you know, when somebody's not even trying to be funny, but the general like thing that they say just has you fall off your chair. I promise you that was this video for me from Rob, and he's been a friend for years now. Rob's been with us at least 3 years, maybe longer. We did a live stream together with a bunch of other channels that invited us on. He's on with channels all the time. He's collaborating with people in StreamYard panels almost daily, but we were on one together a few months ago, and that was a great time. Collaborating is a great way to grow your channel because you meet friends of your friends, right? So you see what I mean? In between his cruising and travel videos, Rob is introducing us to a lot of the featured items from a lot of the popular restaurants or takeout food places. You'll recognize some, maybe most. I think everybody's familiar with Subway and Burger King and McDonald's, but something like Pizza is a Canadian company. So I don't know if everybody's seen that. That company is old enough now. I'm unsure how old it is. But if it wasn't the owner or president or CEO or whatever it was a marketing executive that came to my school when I was young enough to have been in school. This is like beyond 40 years ago now. Probably about that time in my very first ever marketing class to talk about a really cool idea that they had. And just for the sake of story time, I'll keep it to a minimum, but I'll tell you something that Pizza did. They probably still do it, and it's something that I've stolen later from them when doing any marketing for events and things like that. What this place Pizza does is they will accept a coupon from any other pizza place. They don't advertise it, they just do it. So if you go to them and you say, I have another pizza place like Domino's or somebody else that offered this, they'll match it. And most people didn't know that. So when I used to work in bars and nightclubs and stuff like that, we just had an unwritten rule that we would tell everybody and said, if you get a flyer from any other nightclub or event or anything that says get in free, bring it here and we'll let you in free. We just want to see where the flyer's from. Like, we want it because we want to see who else is doing a good job with marketing and this and that. So great idea, in my opinion, to steal from them. And then Lori's Journey is in the house. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Forgive me, I'm struggling to try to figure out how to pronounce this name. I know it's not semi-sim, but you'll know that I'm talking about you as I say that. I'm hoping you will let me know how to pronounce that name. Actually, I should just look at it in the background, and then I'll have a clue, and then I'll go through more of Rob's content here. There's Rob right there, and you can see he's always having fun on his channel. Is it Semi-Simsy? And I think they're actually playing. Are they playing The Sims? Is that, yeah? They're playing The Sims. Semi-Simsy. I think I wonder if I recognize that channel or if it's somebody that's brand new to us today. But hopefully you're feeling welcome though. First Floor Audio, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Lee's in the UK. He's a talented singer, songwriter, producer, and performer. And Nez Lover, thank you. I know you've been here for a little while now, but I've got you on the wheel if I didn't already. Ms. TT Mix Vlogs is looking at swapping playlists. And yeah, Pizza and Little Caesar says Pampered with Diamonds. They're two of our most popular. And Cruising on the High Season Travel, Rob has got shorts here into 2,000, 2,400, and live streams. Like I said, he does a lot of collaborating. I got notifications on for a lot of the ones he's doing. And when he is not cruising or traveling, he's bringing us those food reviews. So he's only a couple hours away from me. I'm sure eventually we'll do a meetup of some sort. But Rob, thank you for another super chat. He's done that a million times before. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. Create and Relate is coming up for the same reason, and Ms. TT Mix Vlogs is going to be up very soon. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Thank you. Pete caught a question from Dilo Flow Show, so I'll explain that about watch hours in a second. I know I missed another one, and Greenland Quilter Katie, thank you for coming in. She's in Denmark right now bringing different content. Can I explain the jewels? Last week you started seeing hearts and flowers and other things. So basically what's happening, Southern Balnola, is YouTube is again copying Instagram and TikTok and these other platforms where what people are able to do in vertical mode on a vertical live stream is they can purchase packages. So instead of giving a super chat for like $2.99 or $3.99 or whatever it is, they buy a bag of like 100 jewels for $3.99. Forgive me because I forget the prices, but you know what I mean. That way they can give away only a few jewels at a time. You can give away like 1 or 5 or 10, and you're actually giving fractions of that dollar. It turns out to be like pennies at a time, which is great in, you know, I'm sure some people's opinion. In my opinion, it's great because people have budgets of all different sizes. You know what I mean? Some people cannot super chat and, you know, do memberships, and some of that has to do with platforms and geographies and the fact that some countries look at it like gambling. I know it's too long of a speech to get into here, but you can look that up. But when we think about the idea of people being able to give in other ways. It's another way to interact. So somebody can buy a bunch of something and give it out a little bit at a time, let's just say. But it's only for vertical live streams. If I'm right about that, anybody can feel free to correct me, because I'm not always right about everything. I've been corrected many times. And Scratch and PPA, thank you for that. Dilo Flow Show asked a question as well. How come when we stream for 6 or 7 hours, YouTube only calculates 15 or 20 minutes watched? So it doesn't count for yourself. We thought that it did for a long time. The other thing too is that the analytics actually take about 3 days. I'd give it 4 days to settle, because YouTube tells us it takes 72 hours. So you do a live stream and you look at the watch time, not going to be the same as it is 4 days from now when you look back. I don't know if that makes sense the way I'm saying it, but that's the way YouTube calculates it. And basically what I have figured out, and I could be wrong about this, but the idea is that while somebody's watching your live stream, you're getting one view for about every 5 minutes, but you may only be getting watch time for the time that they're active. So we're hoping that the idea is if somebody's in your live stream, you get the watch hours for the whole time, because I usually leave streams running sometimes for hours at the end of the night, or if I go out for work. I'd love to know everybody's getting full watch hours. But there's some things we can't be sure of. We've done so much experimentation and we're still left questioning a lot of it. But that's part of it. It comes down to who's actually watching and engaged, because sometimes YouTube will tell us there's 2 or 3 or 5 or 15 people or whatever it is watching, but they come and go. It changes all the time. One way you can see is if you look in the chat here. This is a window I keep open so I can have a look. If I go to the participant list and I go up and down, so it says we got 38 people watching, but there's not 38 people in the chat right now. If you see a number of people watching on a channel and the number of people in the chat is about half or more, then it's real. Sometimes people have like fake viewers and stuff like that. That's how you get channels that look like 200 or 300 people are watching, but there's only 3 people in the chat. So that's another question answered there. But the idea of the hours comes down to who's watching for what amount of time, and you have to give it a few days, if that makes sense. So forgive me, Dilo Flow Show, again, I took a 2-second answer and turned it into 5 minutes, but you know what I mean. Hopefully that's the smallest bit helpful. Coker Culture's been a member for a year. My dear goodness, thank you so much. And then Booby Goats streams both vertical and horizontal. I don't expect to do any vertical live streams on the Superchat channel. Not to say, you try not to use the word never, because we never know, but not expecting to. And then thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie, as well. Nikolai says hello also. Thank you. Hello to them. And then, yeah, so Southern Bell Nola, anybody watching on a phone for a vertical live stream is able to do those jewels and the new gifts and things like that, if that makes any sense. And then Diamond Painting Yotun. So I don't want to sound confusing. We can't be 100% sure. So we've done a lot of experimenting, and as far as I know, if you're streaming and I put your stream on as a viewer, not you, right, watching your own, because that may not count at all. But if I'm watching your stream, I go to bed, I leave it running, you're on for two hours, but I was only there for 15 minutes, you may get the watch time for the full 2 hours. We hope so, but we can't be 100% sure. Because also YouTube changes over time. So while I think that's true, I could be corrected again, because somebody could say, I had 10 people watching yesterday. I know they were all there for an hour because I had every relative I ever met on different tablets and phones watching my thing. They promised to leave it on, and I still only got 15 minutes of watch time. Then we got a problem. But yeah, lurkers can help. We don't know. 100%, and it's really unfortunate because, like I said, YouTube's just unclear about a lot of things. So I'd love to say, well, let's just pull up the web page right now and see, but as far as I know, there's no such thing as a web page from Google that tells us how to properly calculate watch time based on how long somebody's in the stream. And there you go. Yeah, Holla vertical live streams can be helpful for more viewers, let's just say. So yeah, Southern Balnola, basically we've been doing the same thing for 6 years here. So what I say to everybody is, if you're gonna have something running, watching playlists or live streams and things like that, you don't want to turn the volume all the way off. You want to leave it on, like, I usually leave it on number 2. Right? Not even the lowest setting, but the second lowest setting. A lot of times people will plug in headphones. When I'm done at the end of the day, I just take the volume on my computer and turn it all the way down. Right? As well. And it's almost silent, let's just say. But that way the volume's on. But that's another thing that we can't be 100% confident about. So we just tell everybody, please leave the volume on, put on the lowest setting, but don't turn it off. Because we can't be 100% certain. The amount of experimentation on top of what we've already done would just be ridiculous. I don't even know how we managed to get that done, to figure that out. So we just do things because we do them. It's almost like, you know, when we say keep your emojis and numbers in the chat to a minimum. I barely ever talk about that anymore because we figured out after that it probably never mattered. But sometimes when you go to people's channels, if you put too many numbers in the chat or if you spam emojis and things, some creators will get upset. Moderators will ban you or time you out and everything. It's not that you really done anything wrong. It's just there's been so much of this information out there, the kind of things I talk about here. There's hundreds of channels like this, maybe thousands. There have been over the years. New ones come and go. There was tons of them a long time ago, and there's so much different information. I don't expect anybody to take what I say as gospel either. I've been corrected a million times. I just bring my experience to the table along with my opinion and the things I hope I'm right about, and then we can all make better decisions by combining that information with each other, right? Kind of cutting corners and things like that, if we want to put it that way. Oh, that makes sense as well. Just Jason Keto says, when you're streaming in vertical format, the view counts could be different based on whether they come in from the shorts feed as well. So that's another whole basket of things that I don't even know enough about to be able to try to grasp it an opinion. if you know what I mean. Create and Relate is up on the screen. She's actually creating a lot of different types of crafty things and bringing us a lot of the things she creates with in product reviews. So hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Thank you, Greenland Quilter Katie, gifting a membership. We're going to get that channel up on the screen right after Ms. TT Mix Vlogs. I'm going to try to speed things up. We still got a long way to go. We're really only barely halfway through the live stream. We still got about an hour and a half. It's plenty of time to put plenty of channels on the screen. Hanging out with Jen. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to get you onto the wheel right away. When we go on those breaks, we're going to go on one again right after Create and Relate here. I usually clean up the wheel, so any channels I haven't seen in the last 15-20 minutes or so, I remove, but I'll always put members and moderators right back on the wheel. And then we'll get to adding more names from our chat list soon enough. Dilo Flow Show uses their laptop to read comments when they're streaming. Makes sense. Yes, I use a second phone if I'm outdoor live streaming to read the comments. Here I have 2 monitors, so I've got a window on my other screen that I look at. That's the one I showed everybody earlier. Daisy HD, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Jeremy D-Day has been with me probably 7 years. Since before Tuber Chat was even a thought, if you can imagine that. That's a true story. And then Blonde Travel and Gypsy still in the house, looking for channels to swap playlists with. I know Ms. TT Mix Vlogs is willing to swap playlists. And then was 100 for the cruise tubers today. It's finally cooling off a little bit. I'm not sure if we're getting relief. We actually had, I heard a tornado touchdown an hour or 2 outside of Toronto the other day. I'm not sure if that's true, but probably. And then there's been threats of it for sure, and the weather's been wild over here, but still hot. We're expecting a thunderstorm tonight, and hopefully not worse. Create and Relate is up on the screen right now. This creator is going to bring us all sorts of different crafts, some coloring paper, quilling and diamond art, painting to unboxing. as well as coloring resin is a big thing on their channel lately, and they bring us a lot of product reviews for the things they create with. And what I mean is, it could be kits, it could be coloring and crafting supplies. They've got product reviews for things like, I believe, that scale that they've got in the background there. Sometimes it's things to do with our YouTube journey as well, whether it's a camera, a hard drive, or some lighting. And then they show us all the different kinds of things they make, including with their Cricut machine. Create and Relate is posting videos fairly frequently. Seems to be once a week on schedule. They got one coming up tomorrow. I got the notification on for that. And then they've got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 1,500, 1,600 views, and then live streams. They've done some diamond painting. You see that in some of the live streams. It's been a while since they've done a stream, but we've got the notification bell on, so if they pick those back up, we'll be ready for them. And yeah, Mac Movement, ready for a 3-day weekend. Tomorrow I'm lucky. I've got enough hours with my full-time gig that tomorrow will be a shorter day. But I've filled my plate for the day as well. I got family stuff, family obligations, let's just say. So I'll be peeking in and out of YouTube tomorrow. And then Create and Relate. Hopefully everybody will connect with. Obviously monetize, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And Create and Relate dropped a super chat. Miss TT Mix Vlogs did the same thing. Greenland Quilter Katie gifted a membership. We're going to look at those two channels as soon as we get back from the next break. Let's go for 3.5 minutes, and right before we do that, let's hear from Curmudgeon, Alaska, and talk about the amazing story where they got long past 10,000 subscribers on their YouTube channel. What do you think led up to that explosion for your channel?
Well, at first the channel was very slow to start, and then it was around the time I met you.
Yeah.
You know, your channel, it started growing a little bit, and then we got to January of last year. We only had we hit our 1,000 subs,
Okay.
and then it was really going slow. In between January to September of 24, we only gained 300 subs.
Oh wow! Yeah.
You know, so it was really slow, but we managed to get our watch hours, so we managed to get monetized, things like that. And we were getting ready to go to do our supply runs for the winter time, and I said, well, I think I'm just going to film this. You know, we've never done a shopping thing or anything like that, and I checked it out online, and it showed favorability of doing well.
That's good.
We did it. The only thing I didn't really do is I didn't film a whole lot in the store, and I kind of regret that because I had a lot of people asking about that. They wanted to see the prices. And honestly, I think what it was is people really curious what it's like to live here and have to shop here. And I think that's what brought everybody in. And it exposed us to a lot of other people that are like-minded on living this way or wanting to be curious to be how we live, as well as the group that just are into shopping. You know, and I guess there's a huge following of people that do shopping videos. And
I'm not surprised now that you mention it that way. Yes.
Yeah. So I think a combination of it being a shopping video and us being rather unique on where and how we get home.
Absolutely. Yes.
A lot of the comments on that video were about the train.
Oh.
You know, was that a bus I just saw on the tracks? Was that a truck on the tracks? Was that a tractor? You know, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah.
Wow.
So I think it was a combination of the shopping and where we're at.
Yeah. Yeah. I looked off to the side there because I got your channel up on another screen in case I want to reference something. I was about to say the video got 1 million views, but no, you're clearly well beyond 2 million now. All right, we're just about back. We're going to look at Ms. TT Mix Vlogs. I'm not sure if Mom of Three Boys is still here. They're going live in a few minutes. And forgive me because I didn't catch it if you said so. But let me put it in the chat just to make sure you catch this. Will you be live longer than an hour? I'm just curious to know because I know some people live stream for about an hour or a little bit less, and it's Mom of Three Boys monetization celebration. I try never to miss those, so I want to make sure I get in there, and we could do them a favor by raiding in after Tuber Chat. We still got over an hour to go, but if they're still going to be on, then that's a perfect opportunity to raid and give them some extra support. So Barry, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. So Ms. TT Mix Vlogs, we'll be looking forward to swapping playlists with anybody that wants to. You can make those arrangements here or swap Instagrams or Facebooks. Pretty soon, everybody should have the new messaging system within YouTube where everybody can send DMs to each other, but we don't have it in Canada. So I'm kind of stuck, and I've just had a full few days. I haven't even had a chance to try to hack it and try to set up an extra US account to get in, but I will expect to try to do that maybe this weekend. And in the meantime, though, anybody can swap playlists. Instagram's probably the place, or TikTok, or wherever you like to conversate. Real life, real food, real family, says TT Mix Vlogs here, Ms. TT Mix Vlogs. And they've got Florida life, Caribbean style cooking, family moments, shopping trips. I'm just going to grab the latest BJ's Wholesale. We don't have that in Canada. I'm going to put that on my catch-up list. That's that playlist I use to keep or get caught up with creators. We know this channel's monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. 6,200, 401,000 views. My goodness, on one of these shorts videos. And then I'm curious to know if anybody in the chat has tried the messages and what you think of them. So yeah, Mom of Three Boys, what I'm going to do is, I know you'll be on in a few minutes. After you start, I'll keep mentioning the fact that you're going to be on. And then hopefully you just hang on for at least an hour, because when we come over, you usually get anywhere from at least 5 to maybe even 10 people all at once, and a few more start trickling in if people have like left the Tuber Chat stream on and gone to do other things, like, you know, going to bed or shopping or eating and doing all the other things. And then anybody that's got the autoplay on will automatically be flipped into the next live stream or premiere or whatever we're reading into. But we'd love to send that support over there, and I don't want to miss it. So Ms. TT Mix Vlogs, hopefully everybody will connect with. They've got live streams over here as well. They seem to be on every week, which is great to know. I'm curious to know if that's a schedule or if you just happen to be hitting it every week. And then thank you, Jesse Journals and Unboxes. Oh, Jesse doesn't think the US has it yet. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's really interesting to know. I thought it was the US, and it's just Canada that doesn't have it. Oh, so they're still experimenting. They do that with so many other things, where they roll it out to what they say is a test group, and then, you know, it keeps rolling out to other countries or areas or regions or groups of creators afterwards. Sometimes they give things to the biggest channels, and then they give it to everybody else after, but sometimes it's geographics. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Here, let's start a poll and we'll see who's got it. I'm assuming it's DMs, but let's see if anybody has it. And then just please, anybody that does have it in the chat, let us know if you've used it or what country you're in. Oh, pardon me, Superchatters. Miss TT Mixvlog says they have it. Sarah, the Greenleaf Exchange, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. So, yeah, maybe it isn't geographics. I thought it was the US, but I'm wrong. So, it's just groups of creators. So, yeah, Holla, it'll be on the phone. It'll be on the phone, not on the computer, likely. So that might be part of it as well. It depends if we're looking at it on the phone. But I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to try getting into one of my accounts and either switching it to US or making a new US account just to see. I don't recommend that kind of behavior from anybody. But I will try for the benefit of all of us to see if I can get that thing working. A Simply Family Lifestyle hasn't used it yet. I promise you, if that is a direct messaging feature like what Instagram has, I will be hammering that thing. That will be where I talk to everybody. That's what I imagine. I could be wrong, of course. I'm talking about the future and we don't know yet, but you know what I mean. Black Diamond Record, that's Eddie Garraza, says they have the new feature. Oh, you have to accept the message to communicate. There you go. Oh, why did I think somebody sent me a screenshot of that. Somebody sent me it. It wasn't Pete. Somebody sent me that to show me. Oh, I gotta try to find it. I thought somebody did. Maybe I'm wrong. Pardon me. Greenland Quilter Katie's up on the screen here. She gifted a membership, and Ms. TT Mix Vlogs dropped a super chat earlier. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. We'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. We still got more than an hour. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen, and I'll start to speed things up. So Greenland Quilter Katie is in Denmark right now. So they're bringing us different types of, or a different kind of content, shopping in Denmark for some yarn here and other things. I'm going to grab the latest video, put that in my catch-up list. This creator's got a podcast going. They do live streams all the time. Sometimes they do shopping videos. They give us beautiful looks around Greenland. And they've been with us for what's getting on long beyond a year and a half now, but probably just shy of 2 years. Shorts on this channel give us even more looks around Greenland. And I know they're getting some footage for us right now in Denmark, but these shorts have done really well. Some of them getting into the thousands of views, obviously, and then they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And when we get to the live stream page, we see that they've been on just about every day. Oh, that's not true. Sorry, 3 days ago they were on, but they did a few that day. I caught them a couple days before that. They've actually been in Denmark for a while. I didn't realize you've been in there. You've been there for over a week already. I forget if you said you were going for 3 weeks. Am I right about that? Blessed Life Journey, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I am Lacey Lavender. Good to see you in the house. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And then Adventures with Adventures with J Videos. I might have said that name wrong earlier, so forgive me for that. But I've got you on the wheel. I always put members and moderators on the wheel. Sometimes I clean up the wheel a little bit, take names off, but I'll always put them back on if you're still in the chat. We just want to make sure we get to as many channels during the live stream as we can. So hopefully everybody will connect with Greenland Quilter Katie. We'd love to know when you're going to go live again. If Greenland Quilter Katie's still listening, I'm not sure. I think they said they had to pop in and out, but they dropped a gifted membership. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. They fly home Sunday, so I was wrong. I thought they were there for 3 weeks or something. Simply Debbie Sue is coming up, and we'll see what this heartwarming channel has for us today. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then what we're looking at is Simply Debbie Sue. And when you read from this creator's about section, you'll find a heartwarming welcome into the channel and an idea of what they're going to bring to us, including faith stories and simple joys. Simply Debbie Sue brings us stories that she narrates that always have a heartwarming theme or lesson within them. Some spiritual inspiration comes along with that. Sometimes she gives us a chance to get to know her, introduces us to her family. Or today, I watched a Happy Mail video and saw something I don't think I'd ever seen before. Why on earth can't I remember if it was? It wasn't called a long tongue drum. It was called a something tongue drum. And when I think of a drum, I was like a drummer in high school, like never after that. But so that's what I think of, right? Or my mom would get frustrated because I would like play the dishes at the dinner table as if they were drums or something. But Simply Debbie Sue has a really interesting musical instrument that was sent to her with an interesting, beautiful sound too, and it kind of fits the content on her channel, in my opinion. Shorts over here have gotten into, let's have a look. 1,700 views, 1,800 views. They've got all 4 seasons to share with us, and obviously they're getting quite a bit of Happy Mail, which is great to know. So they're obviously having impact on other creators. Working on 1,400 subscribers as well. So we'd love to push Simply Debbie Sue a little bit farther towards that next milestone. And then I put Black Diamond Record to sleep earlier. I was making jokes about that. I think Jeremy and Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime, on one of the live streams they were talking about, they said, if I remember right, they said they had might have been a grandchild around, or they said they had Tuber Chat on, and the kid fell asleep. I was like, yeah, it's not too hard to fall asleep in my extended story time. Most people who've been here many times before understand that, I'm sure. And that's really cool. Thank you, Hala. They just clicked on the share for the live stream. Thank you for that. And then, no, Eddie Garazza, you haven't been on the screen. Because what I do, actually, I clean up the wheel a little bit here and there. So sometimes I take I take some names off the wheel when we go on those breaks. And then I just put them back on if I see them in the chat. Thank you, Tim Mitchell, back in the house. And hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Hala comes from New York. Let's see what they got going on. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Jason nailed it right on the head there. Tim Mitchell is scheduling some live streams out, which is great to know. And Hala from New York brings us event-based content. They take us out to a lot of interesting places, both in New York and outside. They bring us to a lot of car shows or car meets. They take us to parades. They take us to performances. They bring us tours if they're going to be in any kind of a touristy destination. The car meets are like the biggest thing here, but they've done soapbox racing. They've brought to us racetrack as well, which is interesting to see. I keep seeing more every time I look through the channel, but they bring us behind the scenes as well for some of these things. And then they've got shorts on the channel at 3,100, 3,400, 5,400 views. A lot of beautiful cars here. Yeah, everybody here is going to know those cars better than me, but I do like looking at them as well as I can't pick off some of the makes and models. Let's just say I joke about that all the time. And then Hala also has live streams. Like I said, they sometimes bring us behind the scenes, parades, performances. They'll bring us to the beach. They'll take us across to New Jersey. Didn't I see a different video from you today? Did you take that video off? Or was it not your video? Didn't I see a video from you that had deer in it? A couple of fawns? Or I might be thinking of the wrong channel, so forgive me for that. I thought it was Hala, and I said something about that earlier. I said, oh, a different kind of video. Maybe I was mistaken, so forgive me. And then oatmeal cream pie. Were they not cookies? I thought they were cookies or something, Tim Mitchell. Forgive me, I'm mistaken. They got a special live stream. Is that, it's not this Sunday, is it? Let's look for a second. Yeah, forgive me, Hala. I must be mistaken. I thought I saw a video. I thought it was on your channel today, but it must not have been. This one here, sugar-free Little Debbie, oatmeal cream pies. That's it, for the 19th, so it's a couple weeks from now. So we'll keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, hopefully everybody will connect with Hala. This creator, actually, we are going to do something now. We got an hour. I don't think we're going to get there, because I usually don't do this, but we're going to try the... Oh, it might not work. It didn't work the last time I wanted to do this. We'll put the live counter. If anybody hasn't seen Social Blade, we'll put that up. So it looks like quite a few people have seen the feature. Do you have the feature? So 30 or 40% of people have it, which is interesting. Yeah, I was mistaken. I'm sorry, Hala. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know whose channel. I must be confusing. I just watched it, I thought, a couple hours before Tuber Chat. So maybe I watched a different video from you, or maybe I was just thinking about Hala for a second there. They're incredibly supportive. So it would make sense. If we're allowed to send the link. Oh, so yeah, Semi-Simsy, we don't have we don't do a lot of link drops here, but what we usually do is search, find, and click on everybody's name or use their handle, right? I know it's easier on a computer than it is on a phone, but the channels that are hardest to find are the ones that need our help the most. Was it not Hala 6448? Yes, it is. Oh, let me see if I can find their channel. Maybe I can get it by a URL. There it is. And then let's see if the live subscriber count is going to work. So it says 990 right now, but it'll update in a second if it's actually going to work. There you go, 992. And forgive me while I'm whipping my windows around. I haven't done this in so long. But basically what we're going to do right now, we're going to see if we can get that to size up a little bit, will it? Not really? Okay, we'll leave it right here. So hopefully everybody will connect with Hala. This used to look so much better. What are they doing over here? It used to look a million times better. I wonder if everybody likes the way I whine and complain. Oh, for the life of me, I can't get it to look any better than this. But basically what we're doing, we're hoping to get Hala to their 1,000. It could be right now. Could be today. So I'll leave that right there. We'll just remind everybody that it's Hala that we're thinking about here. But look at that, 991 subscribers right now. Could be 992. Unsure about that count. I haven't done this in a while, like I said, so we'll see. Silver Assassin Metal Detecting, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Nora's back in the house. Hanging Out with Jen is back in the house. And Eddie Garaza is coming up. That's Black Diamond Record. So let's get that channel going. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. My goodness, the Stock Explorer is there. So it looks like Hala is going to get much closer to their 1,000 today. We got 2 special things going on right now because Mom of 3 Boys has their monetization celebration actually happening right now. They'll be live any Oh, they rescheduled it for half an hour. They'll be on in half an hour. That was a perfect idea, probably. But we're gonna go over there and raid and celebrate with them. I tried never to miss anybody's monetization celebration, but also Hala might hit their 1,000 subscribers even today. And then I know it's easier said than done, but if you can, then you just want to keep it going after, actually. I'm getting ahead of myself, but you want to get to a milestone and get to like 1,005 or 1,010 so that it sticks there. Let me see if I can do something here. So Hala's at 955, my goodness. Black Diamond Records, this is a second channel that's set up from Eddie Garraza in the chat. They've got a few music videos here, and they've got some shorts on the channel to get us started. So usually we look for videos that are 3 minutes or longer, but these two are close enough. And they've got another one coming up tonight. So they're going to drop a premiere right after Tuber Chat. And then I'm going to look at Eddie Garraza. Eddie Garraza. And we'll see what this creator's got going on. Mostly shorts on this channel. So when you're connecting with a channel with shorts, you know, we usually say you got to watch a video that's 3 minutes or longer in full. We've been doing the same thing for 6 years. We know that it works. You see that when I put channels on the screen, they're always subscribed if they've been here before, because I connect exactly the same way outside of Tuber Chat as we talk about during these live streams. So we know that that works. But if a channel only has shorts, my recommendation is just to watch 2 or 3 of them. It's the same 2 or 3 minutes that we would have been going through, or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it is. And it shows YouTube that you cared so much that you went back for seconds and thirds already. And this creator's already into 1,300 and 1,800 views on some of these shorts. I just watched the supercar video, the one of these just earlier today. A Simple Family Lifestyle is still here. Guys Craft 2 is back in the house. And let me spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Let me see if I could do something here. Just going to get Hala's link. I'm going to put and anybody who hasn't already connected with Hala, I hope you will. They're with us for just about every stream. They're literally incredibly supportive. I see them out supporting other creators. That's 1,000 subscribers that Social Blade says right now for Hala. So thank you everybody for doing that. It usually doesn't work when we do that, but we've got enough time right now. If anybody hasn't already connected with Hala, I hope you will though. We want to get them to 1,005. If possible, or 1,010 maybe as well. But just please make sure you're watching a video that's 3 minutes or longer. You can leave here and come back. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And leave a meaningful, genuine comment. I recommend 3 or 4 sentences so that it really stands out. And then we always put the notification bell on and give the thumbs up as well. A Simple Family Lifestyle is up on the screen right now. Lifestyle content, recipes, food vlogs, and some motivation and inspiration here as well. They're bringing us New York City as well. So let's see what they're talking about in this video. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That's that playlist I keep joking about that helps me keep or get caught up with creators. A Simple Family Lifestyle's got shorts over here that have gotten into 3,700 and 4,900 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. And this creator's monetized. We love to push lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there, and live streams that I see as well. And these are meant to give people a chance to trickle in and connect at random more than anything else. And they've got a second channel, Simple Family Lifestyle 2. Very simple, more of the same. For this channel, they're over 1,000 subscribers and monetized here. And then they've got a bit more unattended, like premiere kind of ideas, I think. Is that the idea? Am I mistaken? And then they've got shorts on the channel as well. These have now gone, one of them, into 1,400 views, and live streams, more unattended live streams where they give people a chance to trickle in and out and connect if they want to. I'm not sure if that count is going to go up. Maybe it stops at 1,000 now that I think of it. Let's look at Holla again for a second and see. 1,000 subscribers. Yes, it locks after that. So if anybody hasn't already connected with Holla, I hope you will. I'll drop the link one more time for anybody that needs to connect with them. And I know they will appreciate it. Oh, goodness. I shut my whole window down. I'm clicking all over the place here. But thank you, everyone. It's wonderful when we can see somebody hit a milestone. You know, it's a heartwarming journey or a heartwarming moment for everybody when we hit different milestones. I'm tripping over my own words now. Oh, create and relate. I'm sure there's mailing services that allow that kind of thing. Me personally, I right now use a storage unit. So I use storage because I do anyway. But sometimes you can get a mailbox. Mine used to be like $15. They kept raising the price at a mailbox. They raised it to like $25. So I just use my storage unit now. I've been there long enough. They just give me everything that comes anyway. But that might be a way. The post office in my at least in Canada charges an arm and a leg for that kind of thing, but UPS store has it. If you search mailbox, I would search mailbox and either your city or state or area or region. This goes for everybody. I know create and relate, that's different for you, but you'll find local companies. And as long as you get somebody that's not like a mom and pop shop that could go out of business next year, any kind of even a small chain or franchise, I would go with. All these expenses start to really stack up too. You know what I mean? But so the storage unit is very expensive though, right? I'm in Niagara Falls, Canada, not even Toronto, where the prices are not terrible, and I'm paying $300 a month for a 20 by 10 unit. I tried to downsize it, but that didn't work out. I just got too much stuff and I can't seem to let go. But when you look at different ideas like that, there's other places that sell mailboxes, right? So storage places do it. So my storage place sells mailboxes for $15, or well, it used to be $15, but you know what I mean. So forgive me, just an idea. And yeah, Blester Crochet, there's an idea. Get a PO box in the place city next, the next city over. The other thing too is they'll do mail forwarding for you. If you're not getting anything that, like, you know, you have to have within 48 hours, you could probably have it sent to a place and have them send it to you, and it could be just as inexpensive as driving to go get it. You know, we think about how to cut expenses all the time. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, well, I'm in Canada, create and relate, so it only works out to about $225 American, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere around there, $220, $230 American. But for a 20 by 10, the size of 2 bedrooms, let's just say. So it's a decent size. But I've had it forever. I used to be a DJ. I still have 4,000 records, and I've wasted so much money storing those things. I wish I didn't look at it that way, but it's starting to feel annoying. I think I've worked it out to be $50,000 worth of storage probably over the last 25 years. Because I started storing them not too long after the year 2000. So call it 20 years. 20 years of storage. Oh, my dear goodness. When we look at the Stock Explorer, they're in Florida. They've got a couple of channels for us. They started talking about the stock markets and a little bit of crypto. They continue that today, but they added a lot more variety to the channel. Nora gives us a chance to get to know her. She does a lot of fitness and a lot of lottery ticket scratching and lottery ticket scratch battling as collaborations with other creators as well. Now, Nora's been a beloved and dedicated moderator here for as long as I can remember. It's 4 or 5 years they've been a moderator, and they've been with us even longer than that. They're working on 2,600 subscribers. They got a series right now called Scratching with Strangers. We'll see if that's going to continue, but it's interesting to go back and look over some of their older videos talking about NVIDIA and other companies now that the stock market's had a run. And then they've got shorts on the channel featuring more variety, getting into 5,000 views. One has 18,000 and it still gets views. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of their members only content on their community post page here, where sometimes they give their audience what we call alpha. They talk about some of their options plays and things like that. Pardon me, and you can see they do a lot of sharing for other creators. And then Nora does lots of live streaming, usually without a schedule. They kind of just hop on, give us a chance to either get to know them, or they take us out for some fitness or lottery ticket scratch battling like I was talking about. And they've done lots of collaborations and StreamYard panels and things like that. There's just as much pardon me, friendly conversation as there is anything else. My dear goodness, yes. Maybe, Tim Mitchell. Pardon me, I'm trying to race now. Tropical Buzz is another channel from Nora, the Stock Explorer, and this is where they seek to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're growing themselves. They've got shorts here, and these have also gotten into 1,000 views on one of them, which is great to see. They're over 300 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then let's take one more break. We're going to go for 3.5 minutes. We might take another one after this. We still got almost 45 minutes to go. We're really not in a rush because Mom of Three Boys moved their stream now, and they're celebrating their monetization. So we're going to go in there and raid in just over half an hour from now. I'll start dropping the link in about 20-25 minutes. But hopefully everybody will come over with Mom of Three Boys. Let's do that 3-minute break. Let me spin the wheel and see who's coming up. And it looks like it's going to be our friend Ruby with Rushing Wind Mountain. just about back. And what we are looking at is Rushing Wind Mountain, and this is our friend Ruby from the Pacific Northwest, and this creator brings us a mix of nature and wildlife, and you kind of get an idea of what's happening here when I look through some of the thumbnails. They've got pleasing audio and pleasing visuals. They mix these things up a little bit. Once in a while there's something a little more random, but always connected, always within the same kind of ballpark, if we want to put it that way. Beautiful views, pleasing audio to go along with it, and shorts on the channel have done really well, and some of these feature some humorous moments, especially if you follow some of the ones with the wildlife here, getting into the tens of thousand views now. When we look at Rushing Wind Mountain, we see that this creator does a lot of live streams as well, both vertical and horizontal. They've experimented with both. Their live streams and videos can go anywhere from a minute to 12 hours long. They really like to mix things up. And Rushing Wind Mountain has been with us for probably 5 years, much longer. It's got to be getting close, excuse me, to 6, but we'll call it 5. And I can't remember how long every single channel's been in the Superchat family, and I make mistakes guessing all the time. But I just want to hit home the point that some of these creators have been with us for years. And I certainly don't expect any amount of time from anybody. I'm very grateful for every moment everybody can spend. I know we got people who try to listen while they drive or try to listen while they work. We got friends that run the stream in the background. And I appreciate all of it, even when people just come in quickly to say hello, or don't even come in. They just share and continue on about their day because they happen to be busy while we're on. I always appreciate every single thing everybody does for this channel and this community. But Rushing Wind Mountain is one of the creators who's been with us literally for years and continues to show up for just about every single live stream. And it's another creator that I see out there supporting others probably every day. I think I run into Rushing Wind Mountain every day or close to it. I try to be on YouTube every day. I pretty much am, sometimes only for an hour, most days for 3 or 4 hours, sometimes even longer. And Rushing Wind Mountain is one of those creators that I run into all the time. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And then Tim Mitchell dropping a highlighted milestone message there. Thank you for keeping that silver membership going. What that means is our silver and gold members both get seen every single day in the slides that run in the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream when I switch scenes like this here, whether or not they're in the chat. There's Tim Mitchell right there. That's just coincidence. But you see what I mean. And silver and gold members both have that. So we see Tim Mitchell all the time. And then Scratch and PPA is up on the screen right now. Another beloved and dedicated moderator, another fellow Canadian, and a monetized one. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. So Scratch and PPA on his channel. I know he said in the chat he hasn't scratched any US lottery tickets. I wonder if that means ever, or just not on the channel. I'm assuming it means ever, because we know he scratched Italian lottery tickets, and I'll show you that on his channel. Typically, I recognize all the tickets I see, or 99% of them, because he's so close to me, just a couple hours away, which means we share a lot of the same grocery store chains or even gas stations, variety stores, everywhere that you buy lottery scratch tickets here. I really like the bingo and crossword ones. I'm starting to like the bigger spin ones. He does those frequently. But some of these have really interesting themes, right? And the thing about Scratch and PPA's videos, I shouldn't say no to lottery tickets, but not every lottery ticket, scratch ticket, has the same mechanics behind it. The gameplay is not the same. So Pete has to change the way his videos are edited with the special effects, the things on the screen, and while he puts on the screen what's happening on the ticket, so we can follow along with the gameplay and keep up as to whether there's going to be matches or anything like that. He has to put all that into his video editing, if that makes any sense. His video editing's been complemented ever since his very first video 6 years ago. This creator has had perfect consistency now for long beyond 5.5 years, if you can imagine. We're in year number 6 of the Scratch Challenge series of videos. What he actually does is pits 2 lottery tickets against each other and then offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. And this creator premieres every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. If you can catch us for one of his premieres, I catch some of them now, not even, I'd like to say half. I don't know if that's true. I missed this one completely. I got in there about half an hour early, but I just couldn't be there this time. It's right smack in my work day. But sometimes I'm lucky enough to be able to either get out early or sneak out to get into the premieres. But I'm going to put his video into my catch-up list right now for that reason. But if you can catch one of these premieres, you're going to find a chat that rolls even faster than what we've got here. I know Tuber Chat can be overwhelming at times. Many of our friends have fast-rolling chats like the Stock Explorer, Tim Mitchell, and Chef CV, Jesse Journals and Unboxes, Butler Family Farm, and a few others. It is very fast-paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Now, I'm not going to get into a huge long speech because I kind of went on about this a little bit in the last stream. But, you know, Scratch and PPA, when we talk about the idea of supporting people, you know, he's dropping a video every week. Once in a while, he drops shorts. I'll talk about those in a moment, but usually as a burst over a short period of time. But his videos run anywhere from, let's say, 12 to 17 minutes, depending on the intro, and whether or not there's a giveaway, because he has giveaways in his video series. You learn about that when you get there. But this creator puts out that one video a week, but he's on YouTube, and most creators will have no choice but to say, if they've met him already, that he is one of their most supportive supporters. For me personally, he supports every single thing that I do for beyond 6 years now, which I don't have a choice but to look at the sky and wonder and thank literally the dear Lord how I could have somebody who not only supports so much, but shows true friendship in the way that he cares about the YouTube journey, about us, about me, about this channel, about everybody around him, it seems. And I hope for everybody to connect with him so you can get some of that support coming back to yourself as well. But, you know, he does it anyway. Like, you know, Tuber Chat's on for 9 hours a week, and he tries to be here for every minute of every stream. It's rare for him to miss one. And I certainly don't expect it. I will be eternally grateful for everything Pete, you know, has done and continues to do. But he knows that he's only dropping a video for less than 20 minutes a week, even if I can make it there. That's all I can do. You know what I mean? But he does it anyway. And it's an example, so I'm utilizing the opportunity, using the opportunity to say this is an example of what we talk about in somebody giving much more than they expect to receive from other people. And again, I mentioned this earlier, but it's not a religious thing. I just believe that this is true. If you give, literally as much as you can, you will eventually get back enough that it will, within reason, surpass all of your expectations from when you started. And I think most people here will agree, especially if you've connected with Scratch and PPA for any amount of time. But, you know, you see it in the chat, how much he tries to help when I miss things. You don't see it behind the scenes when he'll send me messages for things that I've missed or things that I've made big mistakes on. You know, because I promise you there's more than everybody sees here. I make as many mistakes as anybody, sometimes unintentional and sometimes even worse. But Scratch and PPA, I just promise you, cares deeply. All of our moderators here do. They all have different channels. They all do different things. But you can meet more friends on all of their channels because of their generosity. They offer the opportunity for everybody to connect the same way we do here in their premieres and live streams. Now, I mentioned shorts on this channel and Italian lottery tickets. Pete took a trip to Italy a few summers ago, and he brought us some vlogging style shorts that gave us a look around all the different areas he visited. And then he brought us Italian lottery tickets at the time. Then he returned to Italy this past year and brought us an entire series of Italian lottery tickets in a series of short videos. And this is what I mean by sometimes in a burst over a short period of time, where he'll drop videos. I think he dropped these each day. I think it was a daily series while they were dropping, if I'm not mistaken. And then live stream. He brought his very first live stream from Italy a couple of years ago, and I was lucky enough to be there at the time. I know a lot of people will be hoping for more, but either way, we're happy to see the expansion and content on Pete's channel. So I hope everybody would will connect and get him towards the 2,700 subscribers he's thinking about today. I see connection of lives and interest is here. And then, yeah, we should, that would be, that would be interesting. If we were thinking about, I sent Pete a t-shirt once, and he was gracious enough to wear it. You'll see in one of the shorts videos. Probably not my best idea in the world, those t-shirts that I printed, but Pete really, I swear, he gets behind every single thing that I do. It doesn't matter what it is. And, you know, like I said, I'll be eternally grateful for that. But you'll catch that moment if you dig through the shorts and see what I'm talking about here. But otherwise, yeah, a cape would be, I think anybody would agree, would be the most fitting thing that Scratch and PPA could be given. Let's spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready to go. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So in about 10 minutes, I'll start dropping the link for Mom of Three Boys. They're on now, and we'll go over there and raid. They're a longtime friend, actually, but they're celebrating their monetization today. Thank you, Connection of Lives and Interest, and thank you, Blessed to Crochet. I really do appreciate the kind words. You know, we all, as long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. You know, I do as much as I can, but certainly not nearly as much as a lot of our friends are able to do. It all comes down to our schedules and everything else. But like I keep saying, we see channels growing faster than ever. Hanging Out with Jen is up on the screen. I'm glad we got a chance to look at this channel today, because I think that they are, I think we didn't see your channel in the last stream, but I think they were here for just about the whole stream, if I'm not mistaken. That was just a few days ago. And then, yeah, chicken soft tacos is a good idea. So Magic Fabric Magician. Actually, Kristen made an interesting Cobb salad creation today. She made an enormous plate full of food, but it wasn't filling because it had like a bunch of protein and vegetables and stuff. I eat everything, so there's no complaints about vegetables, and I love Cobb salad. So Jody Genealogy, thank you so much. That's Marketplace Boutique. She's got 2 channels. She just let me know that she just met her hours. I'll show you something quickly for a second. I've got this trick, and I haven't had even a moment to continue working on this, but I got this thing I've been able to do with Claude Code. And basically what happens is I can make playlists. I haven't found a way to make this publicly available yet, but what I do is make playlists for channels like Jody Genealogy here, right? And what happens is this thing takes the longest 99, or in her case 98, live streams or videos and puts them in a playlist starting with the longest one. Now, she does a lot of 12-hour live streams, so I've been able to run an entire playlist. This has been going on literally like for days, but she's letting me know right now that she just made her hours, so she's at the 2nd level of monetization, which is great to know. So thank you, Jody Genealogy. As promised, I really do appreciate you letting me know that you met it. because I'll move on to another playlist now. Just Jason Keto had chaffles for supper. I wonder if that was a family thing, because I know he's doing family time today. And then hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So Hanging Out with Jen is another, I think, long-time friend, actually. But she has been making frequent appearances lately. The channel is new, so have patience. I could be mistaken. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that, Jen. I felt like maybe we've known each other for a while. But if your channel's newer than I think it is. Let's see if I'm wrong about that. Oh, yeah, 2024. A couple years, maybe not as long as I thought. But this creator as well has got shorts on the channel. These have got now into 2,000, 3,600 views, and then live streams as well. So these have, even up to yesterday and the day before, they've been doing quite a few of these lately. So hopefully I'll catch you for one of these live streams. I got notification bells on for every single channel, and then we'll see what this creator's going to come up with in the future. Oh, Jason's got a busy day. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then Jesse Journals and Unboxes is up on the screen just in time for it to start raining in Niagara Falls, as a matter of fact. I don't know if Pete or Jason have got that. They're between Scratch and Pete PA, Rob Cruising on the High Seas and Travel, and Just Jason Keto. We're all in a diamond shape from each other, about 2 hours in every direction, almost that far. So I wonder if we're sharing weather yet. And then Jesse Journals and Unboxes is up on the screen. Another beloved and dedicated moderator. I can't say enough about them because they help me make this look easy. Now, Jesse Journals and Unboxes is unique, though, in the idea that, first of all, she was like nominated almost as a moderator more than once. I had people over the years say, you know, Jesse should be a moderator. And I don't add a lot of moderators. You know, we've got a ton of friends that justifiably, you know, could or should be moderators, let's just say, but it's just not necessary on this channel because these friends have been with me so long. We've all been dear friends of each other for years. In Jesse's case, it's getting on 6 years now. But her support for all of us over the years has increased. And that's a really tough thing because I said it earlier, as long as everybody's doing as much as we can, everybody will be just fine. But there's only so much everybody can do, and it gets harder and harder as we follow more and more channels, let's just say. And then thank you, Connection of Lives and Interest. Yeah, they're sharing all the time. I think we're connected on Facebook, am I right? And then Jesse Journals and Unboxes is working on 2,800 subscribers. Now, she's unboxed all kinds of different things over the years, but lately put a lot more focus on the crafting supplies, journaling, and a couple of other subscription services like postcards and books. She does a lot of collaborations and actually using the official YouTube collaboration feature, which is cool because she introduces us to new friends that way. Sometimes the owners of the subscription services she does the unboxings for, they come into the chat and do Q&A while we're there, which is really cool. Jesse Journals and Unboxes shows us a lot of the things she creates, hence the name Journaling and Unboxes, right? Jesse Journals and Unboxes. And then she features a lot of the things she finds in the unboxing videos in the shorts on her channel. The only reason I know what washi tape is from this channel, but otherwise she's got bath and beauty products, jewelry, stationery, snacks, and other things in her short videos as part of the unboxings from the past. And then she's done live streams as well, and this creator may bring those back. We've always got the notification bell on to be ready, but Jesse Journals is another one of these creators. She could drop a premiere anytime she wants or go live. She'll have a flood of support in the chat, and you'll see that every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern when she drops her weekly video. If she has more content, she drops an extra video sometime during the week, or maybe a short, or does a dual premiere. sometimes as well. So she's always trying to mix things up. So hopefully everybody will connect with Jessie Journals and Unboxes. And then Dilo Flow Show is coming up right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then if anybody hasn't already connected with Hala, I hope everybody will connect with them because they actually got their 1,000 subscribers today, just about 20 minutes ago. They were at 991 when they got here. Everybody kind of got behind them and supported. We don't do that all the time, but I certainly do appreciate it from everyone. But if anybody hasn't connected with Hala 6448, then please connect with them right now. We want to make sure they keep their 1,000 locked in. You know, we all have seen somebody, if we haven't gone through it, that's got the 1,000 and then lost it and had to get it back, including Tuberchat. We did that. We got to 1,000 and then lost it. And then our friend Happy Lux pushed us back over after the Tuberchat live stream that day. And then Dilo Flow Show is up on the screen right now. Aaron, the carnivorish guy, that did seem to be a very quick game. And yes, happy July 4th to all of our American friends, because we're not going to stream before that. We'll be on Sunday right after Jessie Journals and Unboxes, actually. But yeah, our friends are celebrating July 4th. We just did Canada Day yesterday. Wonderful patriotic celebrations. And then Dilo Flow Show is up on the screen right now. So this is a creator I have to say I'm still getting to know. They were introduced to us by Big Dude, but they're bringing a mix of music and actually video game content. I thought this was really cool. They were talking about Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I just watched that video a few hours ago. But one of the things that I've been talking about lately, I love Grand Theft Auto. Literally, I bought an Xbox just to have it, and you know, as soon as it comes out, I'll get onto that as well. But I've been playing Grand Theft Auto since the days of PlayStation 2, let's just say. So all of the games, every game that I've gotten involved in, I seem to love giving Rockstar money. But Vice City was cool along with Grand Theft Auto 3, because what they did is they came out with 2 more games after that some people will remember. They had Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories, right? Because the other one's done in New York, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto 4, right? So they're returning to Vice City, you know, or Florida this next one in November. But Dilo Flow Show's given us a look at Vice City in that latest video there. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,000 views, 1,100, my goodness. And then live streams as well. So more Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite, popular titles they're playing here. And hopefully everybody will connect. Dilo Flow Show's looking at 700 subscribers pretty soon, which is great to see. And there you go. Yeah, connection of lives and interests. Thank you for saying that, because it's absolutely true. I try to push everybody. I know it's easier said than done, but if everybody can keep working after they hit a milestone to get to the next 5 or 10, it keeps it locked in. Yeah, forgive me. Adventures with Jay videos. So I will always add members and moderators onto the wheel when I see them in the chat. But when we go on those breaks for 3.5 minutes, we'll do another one in a moment here. Then I take a bunch of names off the wheel if I haven't seen somebody for a while, and it just lets me get to as many channels that are active in the chat as possible during the 3-hour stream, because I know not everybody can be here the whole time, right? And certainly not every day, right? We don't have a schedule. We're just on every 3 days or so. But I've got you on there now. Blester Crochet is here. Actually, you know what? Let's just fight through it. We're not going to do another break. We'll just continue through. I'm going to start dropping the link right now. Mom of 3 Boys is celebrating their monetization right now, and I try never to miss those. So whenever anybody has one coming up, please make sure I know about it. And then I'm just going to drop the link, and I'll pin it so everybody can get over there. You're free to go over there whenever you'd like, of course. You don't need me to say that, but you know what I mean. And then I will be over there right after Tuber Chat. We're not in a rush, because it's a live stream, but I don't think we're going to need overtime today. Blessed to Crochet is up on the screen, and this is a creator that's going to bring us a mix of creativity, homesteading style content, in my opinion, as well as spiritual inspiration. So Blessed to Crochet is working on 2,300 subscribers. We look at videos on the channel. They'll do a mix of crochet. I see they're doing some juicing there. That's what I mean by homesteading content, a mix of being indoors and outdoors. A lot of family togetherness here, a real chance to get to know the creator behind the channel. I've been on her channel with her before. 10,000, 11,000 views on a couple of the short videos, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. Now, some of these, I was going to say some of these are, I'm going to make a mistake when I say these. I haven't caught you for a live stream in, just 5 days ago. Okay, well, I did catch one, I guess, a week ago and a couple weeks ago. It's not bad. Let me see what they're doing on the other channel, though. Blessing Through Connection. This channel is set up where the connection is the focus. And the idea is that they do live streams over here. People can connect in the same or similar way that we do in Tuber Chat. There's lots of people doing these kinds of things now. And then they do shorts to shout out the creators that have come through the live streams. Otherwise, they do these live streams, forgive me, up to a few months ago. They might not be doing them lately, where people connect. But they're almost at 400 subscribers on this channel as well, or at least well on the way. And then, they did one last night, actually, so I missed that. And then, yesterday, we didn't do anything for Canada Day. Now, I hate the idea of not, celebrating something so important. I like to think of myself as a patriot. I love Canada. I'm proud to be from here. I whine and complain as much as anybody about some of the things that go on that I don't agree with. Obviously, passionately. But I do love being Canadian. I literally love this country and everything else. But we don't go out on Canada Day, and I had to work, actually. My company gave us the choice, but they, originally I thought I was going to work Monday or be off Monday and work yesterday, and that's what I ended up doing because I decided not to change it. But typically we don't go out because it tends to get hectic. Some of the places, especially where people can drink, start to get a little bit out of my taste, let's just say. But a lot of great celebrations out there, and actually weather caused a big problem for a few people. And then when we look at the Fabric Magician, this is Annette. We'll see what she's got going on in a second. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then thank you hanging out with Jen. Hopefully we'll see you again shortly. The Fabric Magician is up on the screen. This is Annette. She's always smiling and laughing. You can see this is a truly dynamic creator. You'll find that when you get into her live streams because I've been lucky enough to catch her for a few of those lately. What she's doing is taking rescued fabrics and putting them together into quilts, gifts, home accessories, other garments, a lot of sewing. And the idea on this channel is that the videos should be suitable for anybody just beginning or experienced quilters and creators. When we look at shorts on the channel, 1,000 views, 1,400, and then live streams over here as well. And like I said, I've been lucky enough to catch her for live streams. I think she said Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. Monday to Friday, I think it's 8 to 10. She's usually on for a couple hours by the look of it. Yeah. Eastern. I'm always in Eastern, right? Niagara Falls, Canada. And then Aaron, the carnivore-ish guy, is also in the house. We're looking at Adventures with Jay videos in a quick second here. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like.
And there you go. Thank you. 1.5 to 2 hours, says Annette. Adventures with Jay Videos is up on the screen right now. Now, this creator happens to be a member right now, but it's the first time we're having their channel up on the screen. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take this video, a beachfront camping video, which will be interesting to see. I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the notification bell on as I do for all creators. That should, excuse me, make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here every 3 days. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. As a matter of fact, we're going to be on right before you a few days from now. And then Adventures with Jay Videos is working on 900 subscribers, and they're already monetized, which is great to see. Lots of opportunity to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And hopefully I'll catch you for that live stream. I should be able to, because like I said, we're going to stream. Actually, we're going a little bit early on Sunday. But either way, you'll be streaming same time as Cooking with the Munchie Mafia official. So we know there's always lots of content on YouTube to catch. But thank you for being here. Thanks for your patience today. And then Guys Craft 2 is up.
If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course.
So I think this is our very first time raiding into Mom of 3 Boys channel. She's already live. It's been running for about 20 minutes, a little bit longer right now. I would love it if everybody comes over there, first of all, to support her because she's celebrating her monetization. There's lots of ways we can support each other. Just watching, being there, keeping the chat going, giving those thumbs up, sharing out and things like that. And I'll appreciate any of that for her because she's been a longtime friend now and supportive to us. But I try to never miss those monetization celebrations. And I'd love it if everybody said Tuber Chat Raid when you get there, because I think it's the first time we're doing it on that channel. And then Mac Movement is up on the screen. And then thank you, Adventures with Jay Videos. Yeah, it's a pleasure having you in the chat. Hopefully you met a couple friends today. What you'll find is a lot of people who've been here before, many times, they won't go to a brand new channel that they see. They'll say hello, but they won't necessarily connect because they've been doing this for a long time. They want to see how everybody interacts with each other before they will connect. So the best success comes from making the first move, reaching out to them, getting their attention, starting a conversation, going to their channel and supporting them with all the things that you know that we do and do wish for your own channel, knowing they'll turn around and do the same thing. You hear in the stories that I tell a lot of the creators who've been with us many times before. And for months and years even. Mac Movement is coming up next. I spun the wheel prematurely there. We've got Guys Craft 2, John, up on the screen. And this creator is a truly dynamic host. He's been at this for a while. Over 7,000 subscribers. Monetized, bringing modern quilting, bold fabric, real talk, and weekly live shows as well. I'm just going to grab one of the latest videos here. They're doing a lot of these lately, actually. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. I wish I'd seen this video as well. This one's a little bit shorter, but I just want to see this because I've been watching a few videos that are similar lately, and I want to see different content on the channel. That's just up to me to pick videos, let's just say. But Guys Craft 2, John's been with us for almost every stream, I think, since finding us a month ago, was it? Or a little bit longer. And then shorts on this channel, 1,500, 1,600, one at 11,000. My dear goodness. And then live streams on the channel as well. And quite a few set in advance. I got notifications for a bunch of these already. And they've got one from a few days ago. They're going to be on a few days from now. So we'll see them on Sunday before Adventures with Jay videos and after Tuber Chat, which is great to know. And hopefully everybody will connect with Guys Craft 2 and get some of that support coming back to yourself. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Yeah, then thank you, John. You know, I really appreciate everything you're doing for this channel as well. But I see you're doing a great job over there. I'm hoping to watch a little bit more. Mac Movement is up on the screen right now. This is a creator that's bringing an interesting mix of content on their channel. They've got an interesting way of describing it, but you're going to see a digital campfire for sci-fi, fantasy, conspiracies, and strange worlds. This is basically a growing collection of visual audiobooks with some lo-fi storytelling, nature streams, late-night signals, and other ideas, including shout-outs for other creators. So kind of a one-of-a-kind channel here. This is the video, forgive me, Holla. When I was talking earlier, Mac Movement and Holla are both extremely supportive channels, and I don't know if I'll use an excuse. I don't know if it's because of the blue avatar. I was mistaken earlier. I tried to get through a bunch of videos earlier today before starting Tuber Chat, and I saw this video, and I was saying at the beginning of the stream I thought it was on Holla's channel, so forgive me for that, Mac Movement. I think they're friends anyway. But Mac Movement, I was saying this is a different kind of video, so a heartwarming little idea there. And then they've got shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 2,500, 3,700 views, and then live streams on the channel also. And I've been lucky enough to catch them. I caught them the other day for kind of an outdoor live stream, and I'm telling you, with my glasses on, I can't see anything. Even with my glasses on, I was asking them if it was sunny out, and they're like, no, man, everything's covered in rain. I don't know why I couldn't tell, but the sun was out, no? And then Fuzzy Adventures is coming up as well. So thank you everybody for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. I know not everybody can be here every day, and certainly not for 3 hours every time we stream. Forgive me for the channels that we did not get to. We try to get to as many as we can every 3 hours. I think I've been doing slightly better with story time over the last few streams. I'll try to keep that to a minimum as well. But right now, I'd love it if everybody would come over to Mom of 3 Boys and support this channel. I'm going to be over there in a moment. I won't play the extra today, the song and all that, because I want to hurry up and get right over there. But I hope you'll say Tuber Chat Raid when you get there. They will allow everybody to connect the same way we do here. I think it's our first time raiding them. So that's why I ask for everybody to say Tuber Chat Raid, and then we can keep connecting. Some of our moderators will be over there. I hope everybody will connect with all of our moderators on this channel. I promise you I wouldn't be able to do these streams the way they are if it wasn't for their help. I can't tell you how much they do for us behind the scenes that nobody gets to see, you know, that I barely talk about. But Fuzzy Adventures and More is also an incredibly supportive creator. They're here with us just about every single day. Blessed Life Journey, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And then Fuzzy Adventures is working on 500 subscribers. We know that's an important and exciting milestone. We'd love to push them a little bit closer towards it. This creator is going to bring us some shopping videos, some outdoor footage. They'll give us a chance to get to know the creator. They happen to work with animals, and they share a bit of that with us as well. They've gotten into 1,000 views, 1,500 on a couple of these short videos. They've done live streams in the past, and they actually have a second channel that you might recognize, New Times and New Beginnings. They come in with both channels just about every stream here. and let's see what they got going on this complimentary channel. They're working on 1,700 subscribers. They got a new video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list, that fun playlist I keep talking about, a mix of indoor and outdoor content. They've got shorts at 1,700 and 2,000 views on this channel, and then they've got live streams as an experiment over here as well. And then thank you so much. Thank you, Tim Mitchell. Thank you, everybody, for the time that you've spent today again. Let's make a really quick exit. Happy July 4th to all of our American friends, and we'll see you again in a moment and on